We're live.
Welcome to the dtalks podcast. Yeah. Yes, welcome to the dtalks podcast. We don't know what is going on. Yeah. Welcome to the dtalks podcast. Yeah.
All right, we are here, people. What's going on? How are you guys? Hope you're doing well. We are back here again with the 116th episode of the dtalks podcast. I'm your host, Darren, Rita. Feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and you enjoy music, podcasts, or comedy, do consider subscribing because we got a whole lot of that going on around here. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, or I should say reintroduce because he's one of the OGs, we got to talk to you a little bit about car insurance. Now, these days, it seems as if we're able to do more and more from home. So while you're at home, why aren't you saving money on your car insurance? Your hometown agency, Kenosha Auto Insurance, specialized for literal years in simple, hassle-free car insurance using the latest in touch-free technology to help you and your family get the best rates. So what are you waiting for? Give them a call today, 262-448-4141. That's 262-448-4141. The website's kenoshains.com. It's on the screen right now. One last time, it's 262-448-4141. It's linked down below. The worst that could happen is you'll get the best rates. Give them a call. Tell them Rita dtalks sent you. I promise you they will help you out. Now, with all that being said and out of the way, all the church announcements done, I am pumped to introduce you guys to my guest this week. He, like I said, one of the OG guests on Dtalks. It was literally episode number 2. Have no idea how I convinced him to be on when this was literally like a camera, a bunch of sweaty dudes in my mom's basement, which it still is. There's just a slightly less sweaty dudes. And
which is disappointing.
So without further ado, let's give it up for my good friend, Matt Hawkins, he's here now. I have the clap track. What am I doing? There we go. He's here. I know you're good, Cal. You can crank that down. How are you, man? How you been?
I am fantastic, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You've come here bearing a new relationship. I've never seen you
in a
relationship. You've always been this single guy who you've often
gives
told
out
me
sage advice.
Yes, something of the sorts. We were talking even before we went on air that sometimes you felt, and maybe this is because I don't know why this is. Maybe we'll get into it. You said that sometimes people, or you get the feeling that people are uncomfortable being around you.
Oh yeah, because I live in Janesville, small ass town.
It's a small ass town that is literally 30 or 40 times population what the town we are in currently. So
it is, yes.
Yeah.
Because yours is like 6,000 and theirs is 60,000. So
I think almost.
So it's
70.
10 times. The
Damn.
amount.
Yeah. Close.
But they it's so close-minded, and even like I don't know openly gay men in that town that are obviously gay. Like if you didn't talk to them, then you wouldn't know that they were gay.
What does it mean to be obviously gay? Like, what would be an obviously gay person to you? Because I'm sure other people would be like, that person's obviously gay.
Well, they automatically. So if I'm thinking from a straight person's point of view, usually it's like, oh, their walk, they talk with their hands. Why do I have my thumbs through the loops?
I don't know. You were ready.
I don't know. But they talk with their hands. You can hear the tone in their voice from far away. But like if you didn't hear these people talking and they were just like lifting weights or they were just eating food at a restaurant, you wouldn't know because they're wearing cargo shorts or an oversized t-shirt.
Cargo shorts are pretty straight. That's probably one of the straightest things.
It's very, very straight. Like overly straight, like but I had cargo shorts when I was a teenager. They don't exist anymore. They have been set on fire.
I was actually going to ask if you burned them.
I did. And actually growing up, anytime I tried anything new, like where I felt confident in the shirt or pants or shoes, and I thought they looked cool, but other people would be like, that looks gay. And I literally would stop wearing it, even though I loved it.
Yeah.
I would stop wearing it because I didn't want them to
think you were
know
gay?
that I didn't want them to know that I was gay, even though it was obvious I was motherfucking gay.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so weird.
yeah,
It's just an interesting. Okay, so but you know now you have found someone. You have figured it out. There's not everybody in Janesville is this closed-minded, cargo-wearing, straight weirdos, right? There's a couple of catches in there, and you got one. So, how does this happen? How does this?
how does it happen?
You don't have to get super personal. I just think it's cool that I'm happy
well,
as a friend. Proud.
The thing is that I had inclinations he was gay, but I didn't know. Met him at the gym, but I didn't know he was gay, and I was just like, whatever. My gaydar is the absolute worst thing on the planet, so I'm just gonna assume he's straight, and I'm just gonna keep doing my thing.
Do you think a lot of people are gay that aren't gay?
No,
Did you think I was gay?
No, not even remotely.
Okay,
But
I've been told I was gay before, so I was.
Oh, by whom? Straight people?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, there you go.
yeah.
But
They don't know what they're talking about.
I have, like I said, I have an awful gaydar. Like, if you were gay, I never would have fucking known. I just assume most people are straight because I never want to get caught up in a moment where I'm hitting on someone or asking them out, and they're like, bro, I'm gay. Or, bro, I'm straight. Bro, I'm gay. What a coincidence.
Yeah, whoa,
Let's go on this dinner. Where they're like, bro, I'm straight. Because I've had it, like, I don't know, my early 20s. I went to clubs and I was like, wow, that guy's attractive. Walked up to him, hey, do you want to dance? Do you want to drink? And they're like, oh, I'm straight. I'm here with my gay friends. And I'm just like, the fuck, I'm in a gay bar and I still can't even.
You can't even. Wow,
yeah. And so I was just like, you know what?
Isn't.
I'm just gonna assume everybody's straight, and then if they talk to me, then I'll be like, okay, I will talk to you back.
So when were you like, yeah, this dude's gay? When did you figure that out? In this case,
I had inclinations because he has a passion for Halloween, and gays are known to be obsessed with Halloween.
What are you going for Halloween this year?
Absolutely nothing, because I have too much fucking schoolwork to do.
That's fair.
I do. As you know, that I'm in school to be a teacher, and I have way too many lesson plans and unit plans to write, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing.
That's scary enough. So
It
you
is.
don't need to
It
dress up
is.
as anything spooky.
I don't need to dress as something spooky.
You're a teacher.
But because he's super into creating costumes, like, that was my inclination. But I wasn't going to assume he could just be a really creative person. So, and then I downloaded Grindr for like a day and a half, 2 days, and he hit me up and was like, I don't know if you're the same guy from the gym, but, and he's like, if you're not, then ignore this message. And I was just,
hey, shoot or shoot.
yeah. And
he made it.
And then we just talked and hung out, and then I asked him if he'd like to date me.
And it was a maybe.
He still said no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we still
He's
hang
here
out.
against
He's like,
his
no, I
will."
don't want to date you, but I still want to like play video games with you and watch movies, but like, don't touch me. Don't look at me. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
Okay. This is fair. You mentioned I thought it was funny that you said because he had a passion for creating costumes, that you thought that was a gay
Inclination.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that,
right.
that was my idea that, oh, maybe
you-
he is gay, but
and
then
you-
I'm just like, I'm not going to assume because
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong.
Well, you mentioned you were like, well, maybe just a really creative person. Do you think there's like something to that? Like, why is it that like so many gay people are so creative in a lot of ways?
So, for me personally, I can't just assume. Oh God,
Because you thought like, oh, this
he's
'cause he
here
does
and
this
he
creative
wants
thing.
to. He's waving around the mic and he wants to
chime in.
chime in.
Do so. As long as
Go
you push the
ahead.
green button, you're good.
It's working?
Yeah, once it's on, if it's on with the green light, you're good.
Okay. I don't think it's that gay people are really creative. It's that I see a lot of straight people who are afraid to be. Because they are like don't want to be called gay.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of straight friends in swim that would like, when we would hang out as bros, they would have all these amazing, wonderful, deep conversations, and like all these insecurities. And I was like, you never do this in public.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of like
Interesting.
being afraid.
Interesting. Yeah, I could. Well, I mean, that's what like even when I was kind of joking that like people, because I mean, it's not really a joke. A lot of people thought I was gay. My favorite pair of shoes are these like green and pink
Where they
flamingo
light up
vans.
Heelys?
No, you know what's fucked up? Actually, side story. My dad, we wanted my siblings and I wanted Heelys so bad. All the commercials looked so
I mean,
fucking
who the
cool.
fuck wouldn't?
Dude, everybody at school that was fucking cool had them, and like we wanted them so bad. And you know what my fucking dad did? He went and bought a size 13 pair of Heelys because he comes in the door one day. He comes in and walks in. He's got this box of Heelys. I'm like, oh yeah, it's big. It's a bigger box. I'm like, oh, those are for me. I'm like, fuck you guys to my younger siblings. I'm like, I got the Heelys. He's like, oh no, these are mine. Never put them on. I was still the first one to wear them. Fucking 10 or 12 years later. But like he never
wore them.
He got them just to fucking fuck with us.
That's awful.
It's hilarious.
I can't
though,
wait
in a
to
way.
be a dad.
That's very.
I
funny
can't
as fuck.
wait.
It's funny as fuck. But no, but like so my favorite pair of shoes are like these like flamingo Vans and like it's just like even like
Like they
stupid-
had flamingos
Yeah,
on
they
them,
have,
or
like-
just colors?
they're from no they had like there's like they're in my car. They're these like green and
No, I think I
wore
remember
all the
them.
time. Yeah,
Yes.
they're so cool.
They thought that was gay?
They thought that was dude. Well, that's what like the people would think I was gay or like I wore pink a lot, which is not even gay. Like a lot of dudes wear pink, especially like in the
Oh,
last,
and then they
like,
wear
10
shirts that say, dudes wear pink also.
Yeah,
Like on the pink
On
shirt.
the
And I'm just like, do
could
you
you
have
be
to...
could you be less secure
Yeah.
of this shirt? Yeah,
They could carry a sign
Yeah.
that says it as well.
I'm
like
straight,
just,
or just like
I am straight, arrow
Yeah.
pointing at.
yeah.
And then
No.
someone else is carrying I'm with stupid and it's pointing at them too.
Yeah, it's like, well, so I don't know. So people like said shit like that to me, but I've always been like I would consider myself a creative person. Like
Yeah.
I do a lot of creative things. I mean, we're fucking here, but it's yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually a good point. That I think maybe a lot of people are scared to be that are straight, and they like
Because
think
they
it's-
assume that they're going to be treated poorly because in the past, gays or LGBTQIA plus community has been treated poorly.
yeah.
So anything that could possibly be considered gay, they're just like, I can't do that. Or if I'm going to do it, I have to do it in private so that people don't.
Think it's gay.
Yeah. And then
they're so
they're not
scared
able
of
to
gay.
be themselves 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But I was going to say is that I think anybody in the community, they find creative outlets that they enjoy, and because it's lonely. Like, it's really fucking lonely. Say you lived here in Twin Lakes and you're a lesbian and you like, what the hell are you supposed to do for dating pool?
Yeah,
Like-
there's not a lot. But I will say, literally, like, less than 30 seconds away from where we are right now.
Gay bar?
No,
Oh.
a gay a lesbian YouTuber. One of my homies. She's been on the show a couple of times.
Okay.
Delaney Brown.
Yes.
She's obviously gay, and she's dated a couple of notable. They're like girls have been on her channel a lot, and so
But
they're from the area. Yeah, I mean not like immediately Twin Lakes, I don't think. But
yeah,
they're from the area.
but
yeah.
still, like, the thing is, like, so he
it's
lives,
probably like 5. So yeah, I mean I get it.
Cal lives on my street,
Okay,
a block away. So
that worked out really well.
Well, like, so growing up, I was super fucking lonely all the time. And you'd see it in like movies, at gay representation, and it was very convenient in movies, like finding a partner, finding someone to date. And I was jealous, like, of these characters, like having this opportunity so easily for them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think, like, I actually had a fantasy that it would be not a sexual fantasy. Perfect. A fantasy that I would date somebody, fall in love, with somebody that lived like across the street, and it was just like we went to school together, and
It's like the girl next door trope in movies.
yes,
but
girl next door
yeah,
trope,
yeah.
and like they grow into this thing that's extremely healthy, this relationship that's extremely healthy, and that's what I like imagined, like, that it would have been idealistic,
Yeah.
and like it never happened.
Obviously,
So
yeah.
I was just like, well, it's fucking Janesville. I assume it's never gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're kind of stuck with. I mean, at least for like a lot of people, you're kind of just stuck with wherever you are brought up.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's like hard to even venture out a whole lot, and depending on what your opportunities are and like where you're going to school and things like
Yeah.
that. Again, you're kind of just stuck with, okay, this is what's here. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna have to find something here. Or if I don't, then it's okay. It's not meant for me.
Well, then I thought I was gonna wait. Like I was just like, all right. Like I had the mindset when he reached out for me. Like I'd re-download a Grinder, not to have a hookup and not necessarily for attention. I was bored as fuck, and this was over the summer.
You're just trying to play with somebody's emotions.
No,
I'm just
yeah, constantly. No, I was bored as fuck, and I was just like, what the fuck's on here? Like, okay, who are these people? Okay, and then I realized how much I hated Grinder because everyone's like, they'll send me a dick pic, and then they'll be like, they'll demand a dick pic back, and I'm like, what? Like, am I on Punk'd? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And but that was like my reaction internally all the fucking time. And then when he messaged me, I was surprised that he was talking to me, and I told him about my other experiences, and that like people just like not everyone, but most people on Grindr or Scruff or something of the sort, they're just after a quick hookup.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so I was surprised that he just wanted to talk to me. And
Yeah. Why do you think that is, though, that people are like so? I mean, because it's like Tinder too. I feel like a lot. I mean, maybe a little bit less, but like from what I hear from like friends of mine that like have
Tinder's more
Grindr-
for straight people.
Well, obviously, yeah, but I'm saying like even for grind, like I'm saying like hookup wise, like
Yeah.
a lot of people still do like it's a lot of hookup culture on Tinder. But I would say like from what I've heard from people, and this is personal anecdotes, this is not evidence, but
Yeah.
like from what I've heard from people is that Grinder is like even more so like people just
way
wanting
more so.
hookups.
So like there's Grindr, there's Scruff, like specifically gay men oriented.
Okay.
Scruff is like a 50-50 shot whether or not it's someone looking for dating and or a relationship or a hookup. But both of those compared to Tinder, you have to match with someone before you can even talk to them. These Scruff and Grindr, you can talk to anybody.
You can just send an
You just talk
unsolicited
to them,
dick pic.
and then it shows who's looked at your profile, and you can just go and be like, am I interested in them? Let's click on it. Let's read up about them. And then sometimes it'll just be like a blank profile, and I'll be like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Grinder's kind of crazy too, isn't it? Like you can literally see by like how many feet away somebody is.
it is, yes, miles, feet.
That's fucking intense, bro.
It
Like you're
is.
on a plane because that's
Oh.
what we literally were at the airport with a friend of mine, and he's on Grinder and like he's trying to guess who is this person he's talking
Yeah,
to,
and
he keeps like he sends a message and he's like trying to see which
Yeah.
one. It was between like two guys, and we're like sitting there trying to figure it out with him, like trying to see because they both kept like lifting up their phones to text somebody back around the
Yes!
same time, and
And
we're
you're
like,
God damn
which one
it."
is it, dude? And so yeah, like that is fucking intense that it is by
It
like
is.
feet. Like it was like somebody's 20 feet away from you.
It
We were
is.
literally like looking around like what's going on.
There is an Australian female comedian I saw. She talked about Grindr, and she's like, it's spectacular. But she was talking about how it's like you can see
Yeah.
how far away they are. And she compared it to Aliens, the second Alien movie, when they're in the room and like the aliens are in the ceiling and the walls. And she's like, oh, it's 10 meters away. That's in the room. You're not reading it right. I am reading it right.
Oh god. That would be a great TikTok. No one used that as a sound yet? You should use that as a sound. You'd go viral.
I don't fucking know how to do TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I watch reels of TikToks
On Instagram.
on Instagram.
Okay.
Like that's just I'm constantly.
That's some boomer shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's some
Thank
boomer
you.
shit.
Yeah, no. So I watch TikToks. I just don't know. Like I've never downloaded the app, so I just have no idea what I would be doing.
TikTok's wild, so maybe it's a good thing you stay off there. It's kind of crazy. I forgot where were we even going with what I was.
We were talking about me dating somebody and how it all happened, and then it branched off into these other like living in the middle of nowhere, not finding a connection, being lonely, being confused for being LGBTQIA plus because you're remotely creative and artistic,
yeah.
and then
Then we got into
Grindr
Grindr is awesome.
specifically, like how insane it is.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
It is.
I think it's probably a good thing that straight people don't have that. There's some scary people, man.
It's pretty scary because like those blank profiles, like I mentioned, sometimes those people are married or they're in a relationship with a woman, but then they're just like, hey, let's meet in the woods and jack off. And I'm just like, first of all, the woods? Who the fuck wants to do that?
That's not actually have you gotten that message
Oh God.
to meet in the woods?
I've gotten worse than that.
Oh my God.
So and they're unsolicited. So it's not like you're like, hey, what's up? Not much. You? Oh, I'm horny. Oh, yeah, me too. And then you have an in-depth conversation before building up to like, hey, do you want to come over to my place? No, it's never that. It's just like, sup, I'm in Walmart parking lot or Home Depot parking lot. Wanna stop by, get in my unmarked van. I may or may not have candy.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, that's scary.
They don't say that.
I know, but that's still.
That's my comparison.
What is so? Do people can they just send you a dick pic like straight up?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Unsolicited.
That's kind of like
they just automatically like they can send nudes, or they don't send anything, but then they just demand like send me a dick pic, and I'm just like, what happened to hello? How's your day going?
Jesus Christ. No, that's just kind of crazy. I mean,
I'm a human being.
Isn't that like into some? I mean, if you just send somebody, I mean, maybe I'm wrong here, but I could
You're
have sworn
wrong.
that like when you just send somebody your genitalia without like any prior, at least even thinking of like not consent necessarily, but like even dirty talk, whatever. Like, couldn't that be considered fucking like sexual assault? Like virtual sexual assault?
Yes, but I'm so desensitized to it because it's happened so often for so many years now.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, oh, and there's a dick.
Yeah.
It's not very pretty. Like that's my internal monologue, and then usually I'll respond with something like, "Oh, how's your day going?"
Yeah.
Or be like, "Oh my God,
It's just weird.
so good to see you. It's been such a long time."
See, so I was having this conversation with a couple of my friends the other day, and
About dick pics.
about about dick pics.
Oh.
When do you send? I've never.
When do you send one?
I've never sent nudes or received nudes. Like I've never just
You're
never.
in a fucking committed relationship. Why the fuck would you?
Yeah, absolutely. But like, I mean, even before then, and too,
You'd
like,
be like, hey, baby.
well, so the people I were talking to are both in relationships, and they both, I guess, still send
Each
and
other.
receive. Yeah. And then also they have done so prior to that, and other
Yeah.
like, and I'm just like, I don't.
It's not unhealthy.
No, I just don't get like other than like because I know I've been with people and then them get unsolicited dick pics and be like, what the fuck, and they're like pissed off, whatever. But like I don't even know like when is a good, like for me, I can't wrap my head around like you're in a conversation, you're like, yeah, here is my fucking, like just out of nowhere, like
So
is it like dirty talk, like we're getting
it
into
depends.
this, or?
Like for me, I'll get random messages, and it'll be like say Snapchat. It'll be a video or a picture of some other guy, and they're just sending themselves jacking off, or it's their ass, and they're it's unsolicited. It's like I haven't talked to them for days,
even
weeks.
when it is though, like I just don't understand. Like for me, like even with like new, like I mean maybe there's
Well,
I just don't
ask
see a lot
for
of
this shit because I don't care. Like there's fucking porn if I'm that desperate.
But that's what I'm saying. I just don't see like the value in like sending it. And so, one of the people I was talking with, he has a interesting. This is the full this full conversation we recorded. This is going on Patreon.
Oh,
so it's a weird conversation. But one of them, he
should
said
we not
that,
be talking about this?
no, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
He said something along. He basically, when he sends dick pics to females, because he's straight, he sends it with his nuts, dick, and face all in the picture.
Okay, well, he's an idiot.
That's kind of scary to me.
Yeah, because they could screenshot that and his entire and then post it all over the internet, and he could lose his job.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do it for several reasons. Gonna be a teacher.
Yeah.
And that includes like sure, swimwear, but I don't just go and post a picture of myself on my Instagram in a thong, or something like that. I mean, if I'm wearing a Speedo, I mean it's a Speedo. Like thousands, millions of people around the world wear Speedos. That's not like an issue. If like a principal was like, so I looked at your Instagram and I see that 7 years ago you wore a Speedo in this one picture, I'd be like, okay,
So
what are we getting at here?
Yeah.
Like, that's inappropriate. And I'd be like, that was 7 years ago.
At a fucking beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
at
it's
at
appropriate to wear the
a-
swimwear.
Exactly. So there's
Yeah.
that. So like future endeavors, as well as like for your friend, like, I mean, if it's a bad fucking picture, like bad lighting, bad angle, I mean,
Not gonna do much. For
yeah,
it.
no one else. They may be like, girls, I'm sending this to the group chat.
I just don't get too like if I were to like if someone were like if I was even if I was like talking to somebody and maybe things were I guess maybe again I've been in a committed relationship for like over 5 years now, so it's like we don't even really text. It's like I'm coming home. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Where are you? Why aren't you home yet? Okay, I'm on my way. Like it's like
Yeah.
literally, and then we just
Did
see
you
each
hear
other
that
and-
noise?
Yeah, like if I were to scroll
I heard a
through-
chainsaw. Did you hear that too?
Yeah, like if I were to scroll through our texts, like they're extremely dry, but that's because we
Yeah.
just hang out with each other all
Yeah.
the time. We're with each other, so
Yeah.
it's like not a big deal. But like even I'm trying to like think back to like when maybe like things were like maybe newer or like even like in past relationships, like if ever things were like getting in like a flirtatious way, like I don't even know how I would react if someone like sent me a picture. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I gotta send something back right now. Like it's
I
just,
don't-
sexting's just a
so,
weird concept to me, I guess.
like,
Maybe I'm a fucking boomer.
I've been there where I did enjoy it, but like it's not a thing that I prioritize anymore. Like it really does not
Just
matter
seems like
to me.
kind of lame to me.
Well,
like I would just rather go see you. And I know sometimes you
Like,
can't.
what if it's somebody that, like, okay, what if it's somebody a couple states away?
Okay.
It's a long distance relationship. Or what if it's not even a relationship and you're both single and something like that, where you're like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just playing a video game. They'd be like, okay, and then they send a video.
do
of-
it naked?
Yeah. They were like,
Do it
you
naked."
should show me what's going on while you sit there playing Skyrim.
Oh god, that's awesome. That's extremely hot.
As I show them Khaleesi on the screen because I spent 2 hours creating this character to look like
Goddamn.
Khaleesi.
That's fucking hilarious. We were talking before. I guess totally switching gears then. So
That's
all right.
fine.
Wait. Let's
Totally
wrap
fine.
that up. What is the when, if ever, should you send a nude? Is the appropriate time? Because I don't think the
Conversation.
unsolicited shit.
It's a
is-
conversation. You ask for permission. There is no just do it and assume that it's always going to be okay.
What kind of? How does that permission asking look like? Is that can I send
Hey,
you?
well,
my
you
dick?
start off with, hey, are you into this?
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Because if
okay.
they're not into it, then you don't even ask, hey, can I send you it?
That was smooth, man. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. You're thinking. I
Well,
like it. I
I'm,
like
all
it.
I'm all about consent, and sometimes I'm
Yeah.
a little too much where I ask for too much permission. Yeah, I'm looking at you. He makes fun of me because I ask too much because we're like, hey, is this? Oh my god.
Hey, can I scratch your back?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
hey, can we
yeah,
hold hands right
yeah,
now? Is that
yes,
okay?
yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how he feels about those things, and so
Well, that's
I
very.
ask instead of just assuming and just doing whatever the fuck I want.
Are you a people pleaser? I feel like you're not actually. Now that I'm thinking
Not
about it. I'm trying to think
always. I think it's. I'm more concerned. I'll be actually honest. I'm more concerned about my own mental health, physical health, like my own self
Yeah.
in general. I'm more concerned about me, because if I don't feel right in a situation, bye.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck stay?
Yeah. I remember you told me something. I think maybe I mentioned it on the first time you were on the podcast, but it's definitely stuck with me. It's they don't pay my bills.
Oh yes.
And it's
So let's say you gave me, you're like, hey, so I don't like the way that shirt is fitting you because it's like more form fitting. You'd be like, that's a little too tight, like, or my chest hair is showing right here.
Yeah.
But my chest hair goes up higher than some other people. And you'd be like, that's inappropriate that kids can see your chest hair. And I'd be like, wait, who are you? Oh, I'm a concerned neighbor or parent or something. I'd be like, okay, do I teach your kid? No, but I think you should be aware that this is wildly inappropriate. And I'd be like, okay, well, you don't fucking pay my bills. So
Yeah,
why the
exactly.
fuck? Like, and that means, like, if you paid me money, like, if you're paying me an allowance, $1,000 a week, I'd be like, Tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah, well, it's like, yeah,
I'll
again,
do anything you say.
Yeah,
Like,
I get you.
oh, you want me to wear the maid outfit? Okay. Like, whatever.
you.
Like, it's just, you're not paying me.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you telling me what I should or should not do? Whether that's outfit, what I say, where I go,
Yeah.
how I approach situations.
No, I think because here's the thing, because I'm definitely a people pleaser, and I struggle with that sometimes. Of like, I think definitely care a little bit too much about what people think, and I know that sometimes when I'm getting really down and thinking about that, I literally think about that
The
conversation we
phrase.
had. Yeah, well, I remember we were like in the gym,
Yeah.
and at URock, and I just remember. It literally like it plays in my head of you saying, I forget what we were talking about specifically, but you said that about someone and I thought it was funny, and then you elaborated on it, and like it just has
But
stuck
it's a
with me.
quick and easy phrase, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, wait, this person doesn't fucking pay my bills. Why the fuck do I care
Yeah.
what they have to fucking say? Like, say you're wearing a mask for COVID, and you're just like, sure, but like I'm wearing this for my safety, your safety, blah blah blah. But then somebody who's anti-mask, it comes up to you and is like, why are you fucking wearing a mask? Blah, 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 Biden, blah, 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 AOC, blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, why the fuck do you care? Like, you have nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking to me? I'm just going into this pizza parlor, picking up my pizza, and bringing it back to my 45 kids that are in foster care. Because
Yeah.
I'm that much of a good person.
So wow, that's not a real thing, is it?
It's real.
You're really, yeah, wow.
45.
45.
I birthed them myself. I lost my girlish
But
figure
you
and
birthed
everything.
them and then put them into foster care.
I
To
put them
to
in
then
foster
donate
care.
pizza to
Goodbye.
the foster care. Okay. So you mentioned somebody that we were going to talk about today.
Yeah.
AOC.
Mhm.
And her appearance at the Met Gala.
Yes.
Which was a big deal. A lot of people were talking about it. I'm going to pull up some stuff.
Okay.
If I can do this setup here, we have some pictures of AOC at the Met Gala. So for people that don't know what the Met Gala is, because I basically didn't know what it was. I thought it was just this thing, this fashion show thing party where all these very rich people just like designers are like, hey, here's
They
some cool
just
shit to wear.
gather.
Yeah, I just
Like
thought it was
wild animals at a watering hole. That's literally the equivalent,
that's what I thought it
but
was.
for famous people.
I mean, honestly, this is what I thought it was. Let's go to downloads here, and we should have. Oh, actually, it's in my desktop folder. There we go. We've got AOC. Let's pull her up so people can see where she's at.
Do they see her now?
Yes, they
Yeah.
see her now. So they see the screen. So this is AOC's. Let's make it a little bit bigger. This is what she wore. You can't really see. It's not a great picture because CNN wouldn't let me save the other one.
You can't see the full dress.
Full thing, but basically, so it says tax the rich. So can you explain what the fuck the Met Gala is? Why we care, and then we'll get into this whole thing.
why
so like,
we
what is
care?
the Met Gala in general first?
So why we care? I'm gonna start off with that because that just jumped out at me. I don't.
Okay.
It's not a life-changing event.
Yeah.
Sure, it's like a party for celebrities, and there's a list of people that are on. There's a list of invitees, and AOC was on that list, but they get to go for free. They don't have to pay. But then other people, if they want to go, it's $25,000 for a ticket,
Jesus.
which is obviously dirt cheap. But I assume it's just a fundraiser for something. I don't even know. I don't even care. Like
Yeah.
I just
see
see
what
what
it's
people
for.
post about it, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, just looking at the and people wear, and so you were explaining this to me before we went live, is that it's usually themed.
Yes.
So there's a theme. There's a reason, like, because I just thought it was like, all right, it's a bunch of rich people wearing some crazy shit that like no one will ever wear. Why the fuck do I care? Okay, whatever. But it's actually like designers and the person
Oh, God, yeah.
potentially are working
Every
to, like,
year
there's a
it's
story.
themed. Yeah.
There's a theme. So like what was the theme this
So
year?
This year I thought it was just America, and apparently it was American. What is it, Cal?
The theme of this year's Met Gala was American independence.
Thank you,
Okay.
Cal.
Okay. American Independence.
That's Cal on scene at the Met Gala.
We're here.
We are live.
It's really bad. But normally it's more specific, like religion, and everyone shows up in that kind of stuff, or like
Yeah.
Eastern.
That was a good year.
I feel like even religion. I feel like they have to be somewhat vague though, because like you got to have many interpretations. If it was something
That
too
it was
confined,
many
yeah.
interpretations.
Yeah.
It's like a clear theme that you can dress up as.
Mm-hmm.
This year was kind of unfortunate that people said because American independence you can't really dress up as.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a lot of people just came up in random.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
went as a pilgrim.
pilgrim.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in general, if you were
A
trying to
slutty pilgrim.
if you were trying to show independence in general, I mean just American independence, wouldn't that just be the fact that the event is there, that we're having the event and we can do this ridiculous fashion show
Yeah.
for no reason other than just to fucking do it?
The theme sucked. It was awful.
Yeah.
The year that they did religion, that was phenomenal. Like people were showing up in like bejeweled Pope outfits, with big hats, robes, and then throwing off the robes, and then the robes would reveal a dress, or it would be someone went as, is it Vishnu that has the multiple arms, that has like 6 or 8 arms in, I believe it's Hindi.
I have fucking no idea.
Hinduism is polytheistic. They have multiple gods. They could have been any one of them.
Thank you. Okay. Well, somebody went as a multi-armed god because it was religion, so he pulled something from another religion. It didn't have to be Lutheran,
Yeah.
Catholic.
I would
whatever.
have done something from like Greek mythology or Norse mythology.
I think a
'cause-
few people did, but they weren't like front and center. Most
Oh.
people were like, I'm going to do a variation of the Pope.
Yeah.
Or they did something that's very like Mary, like depictions of Mary with like the sun shining right behind her head. And they were wearing headdresses that
I'm gonna have to look some of this shit up. 'Cause
Like
I feel like how are people
sunbeams.
not offended? Like, I mean, people were freaking out. Like, I feel like people are very touchy when you like in the way that you reference or call back to
Yeah.
religious, especially Christianity and
Mhm.
things like that. I'm surprised less people were people mad. I don't know. I don't follow.
Yeah,
it.
but it wasn't a lot.
no?
Because you could tell these people weren't making fun of religions. They were just representing religion.
So they
in
did a good
general.
job of.
Yeah,
okay,
they
that's
did
interesting.
amazing that year.
Yeah,
But this year was just
kind of weak.
a lot of people are just like, I'm wearing an outfit.
Yeah. If you had to go, if you were going this year, what would your outfit look like? Well, I guess we'll actually save that. Put a pin in that because we'll look at some of the outfits that
we
we'll
should,
see,
yes.
and then we'll get into it. So, people are very. So we're looking at
AOC.
AOC, right? We're looking at her dress. Get back to her. So it says tax the rich.
Yes.
And it's really funny that you said that because again, this is so misleading. So again, I don't know a whole lot about Met Gala. So when I'm seeing all these people that are not fans of AOC.
Yes.
Let's say posting, very convenient of you to have a dress that says tax the rich at this super rich ball where
Yes.
it's $30,000 a ticket, and then I did end up seeing her clap back and say that
Yes.
she gets invited and all that.
Yeah, that there's two
Yeah.
different, there's a list of people that are invited for free.
Yeah.
And they thought she paid the $25,000 ticket price to go. And because it's in New York and
Yeah.
she's, and she lives and works in New York, she gets to be on that list.
I will say this too, even with that, like the more I've thought
Not
about, because
just in general, sorry.
because my girlfriend and I were talking about it, and I was like, damn, that is like, I was like, is this a good look for her? Because I like AOC, and I'm like, is this a good look for her? And I'm thinking about it, and the more I've sat and thought about it, like, even if she was to spend $25,000 of her money,
it would be her money.
and she like is a public servant, like
They
she
were
doesn't
assuming
make a
that it
ton
was
of-
going to be taxpayer money.
That's what, yeah. Like I'm just confused. Like if whatever money she chooses to spend on herself, if that was what she chose to
Yeah.
do it with, to then use it to broadcast this message, like how would that not be on?
and
brand?
she's
'Cause
friends with the designer, so the dress is free.
yeah. Well, that's what's like. I was confused because I honestly was like, at first was like a little taken back. Like, damn, like is this a good look for her? Because I'm like, I'm someone who I think it's really dangerous when people like they like a politician and they're just like everything they do is fucking pure
Amazing.
gold. Like you can criticize people.
Yeah,
and-
you can. I can
and-
criticize,
and
and
there's-
if I had something to criticize her for,
Yeah,
I would.
Well, and it's a lot of things with a lot of like even like
I think it's context. These people were missing context.
yeah, they didn't know
important
because I
context.
didn't know, and I was
Yeah.
sitting there like, what
But
the fuck is she doing?
these people weren't about to be like, oh, well then it's okay,
Yeah,
because they don't like her so much
So
that they
going
weren't
s-
willing to be like, oh, well then carry on. They were just like, oh, AOC still is
Yeah, it still
awful.
sucks. See, I don't care. But yeah, so this is the dress. Tax the Rich. Again, we don't have like the fullest great picture of it.
It's
but
a mermaid gown, so it's form-fitting down to her knees, I believe, and then it flares out. That's a mermaid cut.
Well, some people were upset about people think that it's hypocritical of her to be there and having this dress. Obviously, we kind of just touched on it a little bit, but how do you feel about that?
Well, she's perfectly fine with if she was going to be in the same tax bracket as millionaires, billionaires, and whatnot. She's perfectly fine, and she said it before that she's willing to pay the same taxes. Like whatever tax bracket she's in, she's willing to pay those taxes. She doesn't want to be like, oh, well, tax them, but not me.
Yeah,
It's not that. There's different tax brackets, but when she says the rich, she means millionaires and billionaires aren't being taxed what they should be. And
she's right.
Yeah, and she's right.
Well,
but
there was another thing. It's funny because a streamer that I follow, one of the streamers, we were talking about streamers, Hassan Piker. He's I guess he talks a lot of politics as well, but now he's more so just kind of pivoted a little bit. He does a lot of content. He's fucking streams like 10 hours a day. So he's like looking at political stuff, and then doing funny shit and all this other stuff. But he's very left leaning. Is very much like tax the rich kind of stuff like that. And he is very successful. He's like, I think, the second most subscribed to Twitch channel. So like he's up there making a lot of money every month, and people are donating lots of money to him. And he bought like a $3 million house recently.
yeah, because
And people are like, you're not allowed to have nice things because you stand for this and this. Like, and he's like, bro, like
I've been
pay
saving.
I pay my fucking tag. I
Yeah.
pay like whatever. And it's like I think it's interesting that it's like people are like, you're not allowed to have anything nice if you believe this. And it's like no one is saying, and that's where I think places like with misinformation and spreading kind of this ignorant perspective of, places like Fox News of mischaracterizing what people say when they say tax the rich and they say things like that. It's like, that's not meaning like you can't have anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like if you fucking whatever, but it's like the reality is that a lot of people that are the ultra wealthy were born wealthy. Not everybody, but a lot of people
came into it.
Yeah. And in regardless if they did, like if they did or they didn't, you still
Came into
you
it.
benefit of
Like their families.
Yeah.
It's old money, not new money.
yeah. And even if they, even if you didn't, even if you earned it, like, right, if you worked and
Yeah.
did whatever, you still
You
benefited
saved.
from the system
Yes.
that you are now trying to avoid putting money back into because
Well,
you're
not
through tax
necessarily. They're
loopholes
not
and things.
necessarily trying to avoid it. Like some people, I shouldn't like.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody, but some people aren't. They're like, I want to live a better life. I want. I keep seeing the meme where like I would love to have enough money to be like money doesn't buy happiness, to be able to prove, be like, let's find out.
Yeah.
But like if I'm saving up and I'm just working hard, saving up, and I end up having $1 million in my bank account, I wish. But if I had $1 million in my bank account, I worked hard. That was probably like 20 fucking years
Yeah.
of work. This is me taking a wild guess.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I have that, and if I ever announce that I had $1 million in my account and I'm going to spend it on, I don't know, a really nice boat. Why? I don't know. But I'm spending a shit ton of money on a fucking boat that's super expensive, and then everyone's going to be like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be
You're
doing
against.
this.
I thought you were against the ultra wealth. I thought you were against that. Whatever. I think that's just a little silly and a little disingenuous because it's not. That's not what's going on. Like I'm fans of a lot of people that are left leaning like figures in media and stuff. Like I love H3 podcast and stuff. He talks about it all the time. He's a very successful. They have a clothing brand. They have like all these fucking podcasts and things like that. And he's like, I pay all my I pay my taxes. Like it's like a fucking, I forget what the tax rate is on where his bracket, but I mean he pays a lot of money in taxes.
75%.
It's not actually 75. I was gonna say it.
No,
Fucking nuts,
not even
dude. I thought it was
remotely.
like fucking 30 or something. But it's. I mean, I know it's a lot for more. I mean, it's not what it should be, but it is a lot. But he's like, I pay a lot of money in taxes, and he's like, I'm happy to do so. I would pay more, but he's like,
Like it doesn't bother him because he knows the importance of it.
Well, he knows that
He's
like,
and if he has less money because of it, then he goes down a tax bracket, and then he's still just fine with it because that's literally how taxes work.
there's just like you don't need like you literally like at a certain point like you don't like a certain number of money doesn't matter anymore. Like it's like I can literally do whatever I want to do. Like nothing will affect my happiness. Nothing will stop me. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Are we gonna die?
No, I don't. I think it's just water or something.
Yeah, it's gotta be water.
But yeah, I think it's just weird that people get very tied up about people that stand for something. They're like, yes, we're with you, and then the second that they like, because like people give them money or people they've been successful in the system, then they're like, oh, well, you're a hypocrite. Like you can't have nice things.
I think that goes for all subjects when there's only two sides to it, or there seems to be two sides to it. A lot of people like when you let's pretend we're obviously talking about politics. So politics, say you were a Republican and then you realized something and it made you change your mind and you're like, you know what? I'm going to be libertarian, or I'm going to be voting just this specific voting session. I'm going to vote for a Democrat.
Yeah.
Because what's going on at the very moment, but that doesn't mean for the rest of your fucking life you agree with everything that Democrats say or that you agree with everything Republicans say.
Yeah.
You have the choice to pick and choose
what things you care, what things you agree.
Yeah, like you have your own morals and you have these own things you care about. And if left agrees with 4 out of the 10, say there's a list of 10 specifically, no more than 10. Left agrees with 4 and the right agrees with 2, and you're like, well, normally I'm on the right, but this isn't enough for me.
Yeah.
This time. That doesn't mean for the rest of my fucking life I'm always, and then they're gonna decide to only go down to 1 out of 10, and then but I'm stuck. I'm there for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're just making a decision, and you can fluctuate.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. Like it's to me, it's not a big deal. But for some people, they just assume everything's black and white. Like you're either with them or against them, and I'm just like, oh my god.
It's interesting. So you are we with or are we against AOC in your mind right now?
Oh, I'm totally with her. So far she hasn't done anything wrong. They called her out for wearing expensive suits and then wearing skirts showing leg. And I'm just like,
when she was on like whatever magazine cover it was. Yeah.
Or makeup. She's wearing makeup and they're just like, you shouldn't, you're a politician. And it's like,
Wait.
Yeah. Or she straightens her hair.
There are a lot of dude politicians wearing makeup. We got a bunch of fucking
Cheetos.
70. Yeah, we got 70 fucking plus-year-old dudes running the cut. You don't think that somebody's touching them up before they get on fucking camera in front of the fucking lights like this?
But like they mean like, oh, that lipstick's too red for you. That's inappropriate. Or that's too much eyeshadow. You shouldn't be doing that in your professional career. Yeah, or that skirt is too tight. We shouldn't be able to see the shape of your butt.
Jesus. You know, I think I'd really like to see in politics, and then we don't have to stay on politics forever.
No.
But I think somebody would be like extremely successful in just being like how these streamers stream for like 10 hours a day, having an IRL stream of literally following every day. If I was a politician. Like
it's almost like the news.
But I mean, like you are fucking with me over the shoulder. I pay a cameraman out of my salary with me. Like this is what I'm doing every day. Because other than when things go to the floor, it's people trying to convince other people behind the scene. Like no, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, but on the floor,
you pay me to do what I'm doing right now, which is convince so and so that when we get to the floor, we need to do this. Yeah. So here's me doing it. And here's what's gonna happen. Because I just like think I think a lot of people. I mean, as I know, obviously there's a lot of people, everyone has differing opinions on things, but I do think that there are some very popular things, but for the American people that like we all, not all, but a lot of people agree on. And I do think that that there are some things.
You mean Pop-Tarts?
Pop-Tarts for sure. Absolutely. Where I feel like you just gotta leverage like the people. Like if I see like, oh, it's that guy, he's the one that keeps saying no to whoever whoever, let's pretend you're the guy. Remember, let's pretend you're
guy.
newly elected congressman.
Yeah.
And you're streaming. I'm your videographer, and we're streaming every single day, and they get to see that it's this dude that's the one that's stopping this, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, guess what?
Like
Now
you're trying to feed the hunger. Like you have all these people that are trying to feed the the hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, no,
Yeah.
don't feed them.
You're the only one. No, I think that I have reserves because of this bullshit, whatever. And it's like, now everybody can see
I
that.
was hungry once, but I worked my way up.
Yeah.
And they're like, you've always been wealthy your entire fucking life, and you've always had privilege. Like, the fuck are you talking
ran a
about?
campaign
I
with
was hungry
donors.
once when my maid didn't bring me my breakfast fast enough.
Yeah.
Like,
But I just think like using like the people, because that's the thing. Like if we were able to see every single thing, like, don't get me wrong, I know like the media
No,
can be
they would
extremely
never let us.
deceptive. I
They
know
would
they
never
wouldn't.
let us
I know they
see.
wouldn't. But if we did, I just know for a fact that like these people that are the bigger issue, like they'll get voted out immediately.
Or they get voted out, or they would constantly be putting on an act hiding how they truly feel.
But the thing is, if it's you don't give that, because that's what they do. These people are fake and they're trying to do whatever. They would not.
if you don't give them the opportunity,
they will not be able to do their real fucking. If they're even if they're lying and now just to sound good.
Yeah.
But they have to always do that now.
keep up the ruse.
We never have to deal with the bullshit then. They're hiding
It's
that, whatever,
true,
and they'll be
because
gone.
eventually they're gonna break character.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, well, motherfucking caught you.
Yeah.
Here's the fuzzy handcuffs.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I ran out of regular.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's kind of just like my 2 cents. I was talking with some people, some friends of mine, and was considering looking into maybe I just don't care enough, but running for, because I feel like I'm way too involved with certain political discussions and potentially like running for some like small position for like, because our Congress, whoever representative out here was like up, and I was like, could I do it? Leverage social media, have somebody like do exactly what I was saying. Like, we're gonna actually boots on the
You
ground.
could
like, this is what I'm
start
doing.
out as like town council or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can at least
See what goes
yeah,
on.
and then put in your 2 cents and be like, hey, so I'm part of the council now. Let's say there's 20 of us. It feels like a lot of people in for one council.
Yeah.
But you're one of the 20, and then you're just like, so why are we doing this? Like,
Yeah.
you'll be able to ask those questions, and then they I
won't-
wish
yeah,
they had to answer. I almost
but-
said they have to answer because you're on the council and you're calling them out on a meeting, a public meeting.
Yeah.
But they don't have to. They can completely ignore it and just be like, I didn't, what?
Yeah. No, we're good. But yeah, so I guess moving on with the Met Gala, then we have obviously AOC's
Which person
dress.
are we going to
We've got
next?
let's pull it up here. Let's see what we've got. I know we had her. We have okay. So this was the one that you had brought up
Oh my
to me
God,
that
it's
you wanted to
so
talk about.
good.
This is
Kim.
Kim K
Oh my God. It's
at the Met Gala.
it's so good. Okay, where do you want to start?
So can you explain to me what's going on here? Because this is I heard I don't know if it was you, Cal, or if it was you that someone said Dementor from
Oh
Harry
yeah,
Potter.
okay, so there's a list. Like she's a meme now. Everyone's making fun of her. And there, like I said, that people were saying she looks like Death from The Sims. She looks like a Dementor. She looks like a blank Grinder profile. She is, it's just so awful, and it's so perfect at the same time, and it's just pure entertainment.
So what is her? Do we know what her story was with this? Do they not?
No
say?
fucking clue. Like, how is
Oh, microphone.
They do say something.
I think I saw a tweet of her once saying, "What's more American than like a T-shirt?" And apparently this is supposed to be like an extra like big T-shirt, and that was her excuse.
skin tight extra big
Yes.
T-shirt?
But no, she
What?
looks like Dementor.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing in the worst way.
God, that's funny.
This is the Glad trash bag when you don't take it out.
See
Oh,
there, that's
shit. There
him.
you go. Damn, yeah. I feel like that's the thing. That is like the only thing throughout the years from Met Gala that I have maybe coming. This is like the year I've ever like thought about it. The
Oh
most.
yeah,
But like, cause it's been in my face. People have been saying
yeah, it's
whatever.
been everywhere.
So, but like prior to this, it would literally just be like someone wore
You
some
wouldn't-
really
you would
weird
miss
shit,
out.
and someone would make a meme about it, and I'd be like, "What is this? What is this?"
Yeah,
from?
you'd have no fucking clue.
Yeah, I was just like, "What the fuck is this outfit?"
But I already told you my conspiracy theory is that that's not even Kim under that.
Really?
Same thing with Kanye, because they both went
Oh yeah,
completely
let me
covered.
pull
Yeah, you
that
have a
up.
picture.
Let me pull that up. Actually,
But I think it's neither of them, because they're going through a divorce right now, and I mean, that isn't like, you can't even tell if that was Kanye if you wanted to tell that was
Yeah.
Kanye, but I don't. That could be any.
yeah,
fucking
they
person.
literally could have had stunt
And
doubles
Kanye's
go.
already quiet as it is most of the time, so you're just like,
until he's on stage.
it
or
could be
doing
any
music.
fucking person.
Yeah.
But for her, I don't think it's her, because I feel like her hips and her boobs are bigger than that. Because this person, because it's a skin tight outfit, absolutely skin tight. Sure, she's worn skin tight things before, but I feel like that's not her head shape. That's not her boob shape. That's not her hips and her butt. Because I think her hips and butt are slightly bigger than that. Same thing with her boobs. And I also think her head is bigger than that.
Interesting.
I don't think her head
fucking
is
have
that
no
tiny.
idea. I guess I'm not as well versed in Kim K's physique.
Yeah, well, I'm not like an expert, but I'm just like sitting here like questioning that completely.
What if there's some validity? What if this comes out and it's this big scandal in like 2 weeks from now?
funny.
that this
Yeah,
wasn't even
and they'll be
them?
like, what? And then I'll be like, told you so.
That would be crazy. You'd
Yeah.
be a genius.
Yeah.
You'd be a genius. That would be
But
nice.
they could easily be two completely different people. They don't have to talk.
Yeah.
When they get in, they also do costume changes. So Kim and Kanye could already be in there, and they just didn't want to
Yeah.
walk around.
Yeah.
And some, they're like, just do this, pretend it's us.
Yeah.
And then they go in, like, after they like take some sort of meds to calm them the fuck down so they don't have to deal with each other.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting, when I had heard that they had even gone together, I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was my instant. I'm just like, aren't they?
But she did. She was gonna be at one of the live shows for his Donda thing. When he was doing those big, when he's renting out the stadiums and
Yeah,
doing
but
his listening parties.
She's only gonna be there because, like, either contractually or
Yeah.
it's just
Well, I mean,
for show.
they were married for a while, and I mean, it was like a tribute to his mom who had passed. So like, I'm sure
No, it's probably like, first of all, like, he's insane, so it makes sense that she'd be getting out in general. But she's an idiot, so I would have been like, why am I marrying you? Like, if I were her, I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you're insane and dumb as a box. Sorry, insane is extreme. I'm sorry.
He's a genius in a
Mm.
lot of ways. I'm not gonna lie, he's crazy, but
Yeah.
in ways, I think somebody, I think it was on the Breakfast Club, they were talking about him and said it's interesting. Kanye is one of the few people that like gets to make mistakes, like where like
Okay.
people like, and
He gets to,
like, well, because a lot of people, like, you do something publicly and you fail and you have a really horrendous view on something, and that's it. You get, people like cancel whatever.
Also,
and
like, I change my views on things. Like, if if Trump did something extreme, but extremely opposite of how he appears normally
yeah,
in the public eye, I'd be surprised, but I'd be skeptical, because I'd be like, okay, well, is this for show?
what if he came out as gay?
I'd be like, no, he's kicked out. He can't come to the meetings. They're Thursdays at 3. Bring something to pass.
That'd be
Thank
pretty
you.
crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking crazy. if
We
Trump
will
was
discuss
gay.
the gay agenda.
Oh God. Yeah, what does that agenda look like, man? That's what I'm trying to
Oh,
figure out.
well, on Sundays, there's brunch. And then after brunch, it's musical theater at your nearest gay bar. Yeah, show tunes.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, let me pull up
World Domination's on Tuesdays, so
we're gonna get here. Let me make sure that I do this so that I don't dox anybody, because I don't want to accidentally have somebody else's information pop up here. So we're just gonna go to Instagram. But I wanted to. This is our last person from the Met Gala that we're gonna be looking at. The last heavy hitter, if you will, in my opinion, that at least the one that I'd heard about. Here's our guy.
Yeah,
Nas
whoever
X.
this is, I mean,
Let's skip
I don't
ahead. Let me
know
go.
if- is
I
this
think
the
this is the
one?
one. Yeah, it's the second. It was the second one.
yeah,
we
second
click
picture.
Was the start of it. So we're loading up here, but here. So this is Lil Nas X's. Can I make this a little bit bigger? I think I can. Where's my mouse? It's so confusing with all these screens. All right. My guy. So there he is. Fuck. All right. There he is. This was Lil Nas X's first look here at Met Gala. So he did 3. Do we know what his theme was? What was, or I mean, we know
Well,
what
the theme was supposed to be.
what was he trying to say with these?
There were so many people
nothing?
that went to the event and they just wore a dress or they just wear a suit, and because it's such a dumb, weird theme. Like, how do you fucking stick to that? Like,
Yeah.
if he went to the year that they did religion, this would fit perfectly. And then
And so people that are listening on Spotify, for those people, because we did kind of describe what the other people were wearing. He's wearing in this first look. So this is one of 3 looks he had.
Mhm.
It's a what is a
medieval
robe,
cloak,
a big cloak,
floor length cloak, gold.
gold shoulder pads. But the shoulder pads.
Well, it's only shoulder pads because
'cause
of
what's
the-
underneath.
yeah.
Second look number 2. And that's all we know. It's just like, oh,
yeah,
this is cool.
that's all you know. He comes in this.
And then we've got look 2 here.
The next one is a gold, polished gold set of armor, like C-3PO. Literally looks like C-3PO.
It's fucking sick though. I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
it was
lie.
amazing.
I want it.
But what the fuck does this have to do with America? Absolutely nothing. What is he supposed to be, a conquistador? Because
let me look
that
at this
doesn't.
There we go. That's what. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. It's interesting.
I mean,
and
he
then-
did it for looks. Like, he's doing
It
it for
looks
an
fucking
aesthetic.
awesome, yeah.
It does look awesome, but if he's supposed to be hitting this theme, it's not exactly
working. On the
working.
theme. Yeah.
But whatever.
and then this is look number 3.
Yeah, and look number 3 is a cat suit, which is a skin tight outfit, and it's covered in gold, I think, rhinestones. Otherwise, it's gold threading that catches the light, and it's also very medieval. Like, all 3 are very medieval, religious patterns, not like religious imagery, but just like the patterns they would use in between the imagery. Or around the imagery, so very medieval.
So who's the winner of the Met Gala? In your
You mean
opinion
out of
this
those
year?
3 or in general?
Let's go those 3 because those are the 3 we showed. The
Oh, out of
audience.
those 3, absolutely adore Lil Nas X's. First of all, the costume change. Love costume changes, but the aesthetic he went for, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna say sticking to the theme, AOC.
That's fair. I think it's interesting. I mean, independence in Tax the Rich, is that? It's a little. I mean,
it's very America.
It's American.
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah,
and I
that is
think
fair.
that was her goal, which is much closer than Kim and Lil Nas X to the actual theme itself.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of Lil Nas X, his
Yes.
album came out. You didn't listen to it, right? Or you listened?
I didn't
to it a
listen
little
to
bit?
the full album. I'm a huge music video person.
Mhm.
I like for someone to tell me a story, and visually, like, I'm just enthralled. That actually started with Britney Spears with all of her music videos in the late 90s, early 2000s.
What's going on with her shit right now?
I don't know. Like, is her Instagram still deleted?
I heard that there was some.
She got a proposal.
Yeah,
And
but
then, like, hours later, 6 hours, 8 hours later, her Instagram was gone. And people are claiming that it's her dad, because he still has control of a lot of her life, that her dad had it taken down.
That's what. Yeah. So I had heard that there was something where he did make a proposal, but it was sort of like for show of, like, because he could the public opinion is so hot right now, like against him, obviously.
Against the dad.
Yes. Yeah.
He didn't make a proposal.
I
Or
thought-
no, people were
His
conspiracy theory saying, "Hey, you need to propose to Britney so we can show this."
But they wanted to make like I had heard that it was his team that was making the said proposal, but it was going to be like literally just to say like, oh, we made one, and it was going to be this terrible deal for her that would still basically keep her under the same or similar terms, but just for show, like, oh, she's unreasonable, like we made a proposal, she doesn't want to work with us, type of thing.
I didn't hear
that's what
that
I had heard.
conspiracy theory, but it was. I mean, her boyfriend proposed, and I thought it was really like generic and weird that she was just like, "Oh my god, let's do the boomerang filter, and I'm just going to go like this with the ring." And be
Oh,
like,
you're just talking. She actually
'Cause
got
she was just-
proposed to, like,
yeah.
fucking.
And
Oh,
then,
I was talking.
and then
the
she
fucking,
posted 2 posts, one with the boomerang filter, and she's going,
Would-
and then he has the ring on. That's not even
Would the
right now.
marriage break said agreement? 'Cause how the fuck can she get married if she can't
I
even
don't
make
think
decisions?
the dad would be in control anymore. I don't in a conservatorship.
Yeah. I don't know how that shit works.
Words are hard.
Words. I'm not gonna try to say it. So,
But I don't think he would still be in control if she's married.
Mm.
Like, because then her husband would be like, it'd be like a 50-50 thing unless he signed a prenup. And people were actually like, some people commented on the video like, don't forget to have him sign a prenup, girl.
Jesus, it's It's just a crazy situation. I feel so. I don't know. It's just weird to see everything.
It is what it is.
But okay, so Lil Nas X. Go back to that. He dropped
Yes,
this album. You
yes.
said visual storytelling. You know, that's,
I love his visuals. Like, sure, it's out there. Obviously, it's gay, but there's so many aspects of his videos that like I'm picking and choosing things that I'm like, oh my god, I've totally experienced that. Oh my god, I've seen that. Like, it's obviously his videos can be considered pornographic, and it makes sense. But I'm like, but that's real. Like,
yeah. I hate that though too, because it's not real. Like, there's so many in that criticism of him where because people take what you just said as like that they are very sexualized, and they're like use it as a criticism of them. And I think it's really whack because there are so many fucking artists that like straight, because that's been a majority of especially hip hop and that kind of music is straight, obviously, right? Yeah, crazy to think about, but there's so much shit like that. So many fucking R&B songs where it's literally a fucking, the music video is 3 shots in they rented a hotel room, and the dude's just massaging the girl's back. She's massaging.
Or
the guy, they're
hiding in a
fucking,
closet, whatever.
Are you talking about R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Bro, I literally had not I had not seen what's the name of that series, because that's a what the fuck is it? Is it Stuck in the Closet? What? No, it's not. What is it fucking called?
Stuck in a Closet?
What is it called, dude?
Google.
Dude, that fucking series is like 30 parts.
30? I thought it was 3.
No, dude, it's like he literally goes on. There's like all these different characters. It's the same beat every single time. What is it, dude? Fucking my friend Harrison showed me that. What is it's R. Kelly, Trapped in the Closet. It is
Stuck in the Closet. Oh no, it is Trapped in the Closet.
Trapped in the Closet,
Yeah,
chapter 1. Full story is 22 separate music videos long.
Of course it is.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. That is hilarious. I mean, fuck R. Kelly, but
Yeah.
but that is the funniest shit ever. I've seen like so many people. I saw like Family Guy spoofed it, I think.
Oh god, everybody has.
Everybody has,
but it's like that. How you're talking about like straight people doing sexualized music videos or songs, where they're talking about sexual activity, and
in that one they're not showing it as much, but there are plenty of other rappers and music videos where they're
it's referencing. It doesn't matter if they're necessarily showing something; they're referencing or talking about it.
Yeah.
And it can be heavy information, and it's just you pick and choose what you want to accept as appropriate or inappropriate. And they're choosing that Lil Nas X is inappropriate.
Well, it's like
with his content.
Did you see the Tony Hawk skateboard that came out recently?
Did it have Lil Nas X?
It had blood.
naked?
He used his blood.
Like Lil Nas X used the blood shoes.
These were painted with, like, there was a little bit of his blood in the paint on all these
Whose
skateboards.
blood?
Tony Hawk's. And he sold these skateboards, and it was, and no one got mad about it. And Lil Nas X like waited like a few days
and did his shoes.
And well, like no, this is like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Tony Hawk just did this. And so
Yeah.
Lil Nas X saw
'Cause I
it.
follow
He
him.
didn't say anything. And he didn't say anything for a couple of
Yeah.
days. And then he waited and was like, so are y'all ready to talk about now how none of y'all freaked out at this dude
Tony
selling
Hawk
it? Yeah,
doing it, but when I did it,
then maybe it wasn't just because it was a Satan shoe. Maybe there was something else that was bothering you.
yeah.
And that's how he like tweeted it. And I thought it was hilarious. Tony Hawk ended up responding. They actually ended up doing like a video together
Yeah.
where like Tony Hawk, like it was like a skateboarding thing or whatever. So like they're all cool, which again, I think is hilarious. But I
But
just
Tony
thought it was,
Hawk agreed. Like,
Yeah.
why are you picking and choosing what you're upset about?
yeah, it's just very weird. You have something?
Well, that one tweet that was like, y'all tell gays they're gonna go to hell all the time, but then you're mad when they actually go there.
That's-
It's on that stripper pole.
Going down to hell,
it's on the
yeah.
stripper- But you're mad when they actually go there.
Go down to hell.
Yeah.
Looking for hell, and they're like, wait a minute, you can't take my insult and use it as to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
That's literally what it is.
Or like you're perfectly fine with the whole idea of going to hell. You can't be okay with it. You're supposed to be mad.
Yeah, it's it's interesting too because a while back we had done a tier list for some of like the most expensive sneakers ever, and
I think I saw that.
and one of them was I don't think Lil Nas X's were on there yet because they're not. They will probably be up there eventually. But he sold those for $666, which was hilarious.
Yes.
And the shoe was hilarious. But there's a couple years prior, there was actually like the same exact shoe, like style shoe of the Air Max. Flipped. It was like a Jesus one. So it had like holy water from fucking.
That's why he
wherever.
did it, right?
That's yeah.
Okay.
It's literally the opposite of that, which is like really cool, like simple idea. Why whoever the fuck
Jesus.
Mischief, the brand that like
Jesus bathed in this water.
well, and
This
so
is his bath water. Drink it.
the brand. I miss people selling bathwater, bro. That was back when I started the podcast.
You're like,
That's
why do
when-
I have an eye infection from drinking your bath water?
Bro, that was back. That was like maybe episode 7
that
or 8 of
gamer
my
girl?
podcast. Belle Delphine.
Yes.
She was doing it. It was back when she was on Patreon. Now
I
she-
hope she ages horribly. That would be a fantastic.
she's actually she's a really funny person. Actually, from what I've seen, I've seen her do interviews.
That's good.
You
That's
hope
great.
she ages terrible.
No. Yes.
Why?
Yes, I do, because I think it would be entertaining.
Oh Jesus!
Because
Christ.
she's a sex symbol in this specific category, and people like bought her bathwater because they're like, oh girl, you so sexy. Like I just wanna drink up that bathwater that you laying in. And she's like, oh my god, I'll sell it.
Not how nerdy gamers sound.
No, that is not how anybody sounds. And I was just like, okay, well, if you're going to be so focused on how you look, and I don't know how old she is.
She won't age badly. If she's
No,
only
she
40.
probably won't.
Yeah.
But, and she probably has a shit ton of money. She's going to be like, I'm going to buy de-aging pills.
Probably like 57 right now.
Yeah, we don't even know. We don't even know. No, I actually think I've seen Belle Delphine do a couple interviews, and she's actually seems pretty funny. But yeah, it's weird. That was a while ago back. I remember when she was doing that. That was a simpler time. Simpler time.
Simpler time.
Now we have people trying to end Lil Nas X for just
About
being-
everything.
Yeah, literally everything he does.
But
he loves it because I mean, the people are so stupid. It's like you fucking sharing his video, being like, "Don't fucking
Or
listen."
they
to
watch
this,
it.
and
Like people are talking about it and they're like, "Oh, I hate him. Like let's see this blasphemy." And then it just brings up his
Well, you just
views and
fucking
everyone's
paid him,
and he's
bro.
just like, "Yay, money."
You've just paid him. Like it's the same thing. I don't know. It's very interesting, and it's weird because you hate him for like the stupidest
Well,
shit.
it's like people going to a gay pride parade with signs that saying being gay is sin or whatever.
Why did you fucking come to the gay pride?
Yeah,
parade?
don't you have something better to do with your fucking life? Like, I don't know, backgammon?
Could you imagine a gay actually seeing one of those signs and being, oh, it's wrong? Okay.
Oh,
Okay, and then
Shit.
turns around. Bye.
yeah.
Oh, dang.
Like wow. I
Dang.
didn't, oh, when you put it on a sign,
Dang it.
I never thought of it like that. When you put it on
Yeah,
a sign, wow.
you know, now that it's so high up, I could only see here, but look at that. I mean, it
could
makes
I-
way more. How could I miss this?
How-
All this time. I've been seeing things on my phone, and they're so much smaller on your phone. And perspective,
yeah.
perspective, people.
Exactly. So you haven't listened to the Lil Nas X album, but
I
you-
haven't listened
you
to the
heard
full album,
songs.
but I've listened to his the last 3 songs he made music videos for, because I love the music videos. I love the artistry that goes into that. And he's telling a story, and it's so fucking good in every single one. And they may or may not be connected. I don't care if they are connected. People can be like, oh, I think they're connected by this, this, and this. And be like, okay, that's fine. I'm just here for the fun.
Did you see his trailer for the album? Back when it was like this, he did like the Marvel Cinematic Universe thing.
No.
It's sick as fuck.
No.
I go show it to you afterwards.
Yeah,
It's
afterwards.
cool as fuck. It's
Like-
literally like, you know how they have like all the scenes from all the movies playing as like the
Yeah.
Marvel Studios things come up.
Where the intro for every Marvel movie and TV show.
And
Yeah.
so he did that, but it's because the name of the album was Montero, I believe,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's what, and so that's his name, and so like it like is the same thing, and it's got like all the scenes from his music videos, and it's got like it's so cool. Like as it's like flipping over, you've got the
and it's
fucking,
flipping faster and faster.
yeah, and it's got the stripper pole when he's going down to hell. Like you just see all the scenes. It's like the same. It's literally the same exact thing as the MCU, but with all Lil Nas X like set pieces,
Of
and
course.
it was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it was dope. It's very dope. But so you've not listened to the album. I'll say right now to everybody, go listen to the album. It's very good. It's
And I
very,
don't
very
doubt
good.
it. He's very talented, but I'm a very visual person, like huge into movies and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's why I appreciate, like, my very first music video was Thriller, and
That was basically a movie.
it was. The budget was more expensive than movies at the time. So, like, I can't help it that be attracted to songs that have really good music videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I feel like a lot of people are too. Better the music video that brings in a different crowd, and it does well. And then people
Well, it brings in more people. Like, if you're just about the music and you're like, wow, this talent, then go
super
you.
good, yeah.
But then if you're like being drawn in from the music video, or you're like, oh, he's gay, I'm gonna listen to him because I need more people to not like influence or look up to necessarily, but like
It's cool to see somebody they're telling
somebody
a story
successful
that
and they are also gay.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, like I'm not a total failure, even though I am. Like, yeah,
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. So I think Lil Nas X is really dope. I mean, we've talked about it. We talked about it a while back with the Industry Baby video with him and Jack
Yes.
Harlow and stuff. We talked about it on the podcast a while back when people were being like super critical of that video. First off, people hating it, and then other people were mad at Jack Harlow because he wasn't in the shower scene.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, he has to pretend like he has to really act super straight in this whole song. And then it was him and Lil Nas X were like, no, dude, like we're fucking tight as fuck. He's like, Jack would have been in the fucking that scene. I didn't want him in the scene. And then like Nas was like, wait, like
Also, that is not an accurate depiction of prison.
yeah, probably. I think
I'm coming out of nowhere with this information, but it's true.
there's a few minor details he got off, but other
Yeah,
than that, it's pretty
minor.
much, pretty much
Everything is almost
everything else
identical.
Yeah, it's a good accurate depiction. Now, this is something kind of weird that I want to talk about today.
Better be
that
fucking
I
weird
thought
as
of-
hell.
I thought about. It's not super weird, but I thought about it the other day while I was at work, and I was like, I don't know why it came to me, but I want to know what is. Like, there's a lot of Disney film, a lot of great Disney films.
Yeah, Marvel, Disney. Yeah, I
yeah,
get it.
there's a bridge
Yeah.
there.
Connection.
A lot of the older, there's a lot of older ones, a lot of newer ones coming out. Musicals. What is the best? Which one has the best music? Which one has the most bangers? The most songs that are like, these are fucking great songs.
So for me, it's always been The Little Mermaid. But it's because everything's catchy. And when I saw it, I was a child and like a gay boy. And I'm like, I want to be a mermaid when I grow up because it's possible.
You think hard enough. It is. Tell me, before you even continue going though, everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube as it's premiering or you're watching this days after, please tell me in the comments.
Yes.
What is yours? Because everyone's gonna have a different opinion.
Oh,
on
and
it.
it's probably generational. Like when
they had
were
seen it,
born,
yeah.
like, I mean, it could be Frozen,
Yeah.
for God's sakes, or it could be Mulan.
Okay, don't look at me like that. It's Mulan.
Mulan. Okay, well, you got to give me. Here's the thing. So I was gonna ask him this too. What are the songs? What are the top? What are the
Name
songs?
every song and every
What are the
character and
songs
what
that,
they
like,
do
that have
with their
stuck with
hair.
you that are so good that you're like, yeah, this one has the best music.
Yeah.
Even the beginning of the movie the reflection one where she fails at the matchmaker and she was looking like she wipes off half of her makeup with that one sleeve, and I don't know.
Because it's realistic
Yeah,
too.
Really realistic.
Yeah.
I'll make a man out of you, like girl worth.
I'll Make a Man Out of You and Girl
That's
Worth
a
Fighting For are
fantastic
two.
song.
Those are two bangers.
No. Like I'll make a man out of you. Because let's get down to business.
And not
Oh,
even
okay.
like.
I just like the song. But it's-
Like when she realizes that her dad's gonna die if she goes to war, and it's that dramatic cutscene where she steals the armor in the rain, like all that other stuff.
Yeah, there's.
Ariel only has that singing crab.
But is it? Here's the thing. Is it the best? Are those the best songs out of a Disney
All
movie,
Disney.
or is it that you think those songs do a really good? How are we judging this? I guess because are we judging it based on just songs, or are we basing it on how much the songs impact the story? Because from what you're saying, it sounds like those songs to you are as
Impactful.
good as they are because of how they also play into the story.
On average, Mulan just has really good songs. I wouldn't say they're the best songs ever too.
But the way that they tie into the
Yeah,
plot of the
like
film.
Frozen has like will have like one good song that everybody knows.
Has a couple, but
Mulan
okay.
Has like 5 that people are that know.
I'm not gonna lie. I have two. It's the I'll Make a Man Out of You and
Who is
Girl
that
Worth
girl
Fighting
I see?
For. Girl Worth Fighting
that
For.
one.
Those are the two that I remember.
Oh, like I'll Make a Man Out of You when she gets kicked out of the army and then she climbs up that pole to get that arrow out.
Yes. Yeah.
Iconic.
That was dope. So Little Mermaid. Then what are the?
Oh, so mine is not based on necessarily storytelling. I mean, sure, it tells a story.
They add to the story.
Yeah, it
obviously.
helps with the
That's-
story. But mine is memorability.
okay.
Like being able to remember the song well after you've seen it. Or like you hear like the song playing in the distance and you're like,
Yeah, sometimes
I know every word.
under the sea. Sometimes it's just like you're just at work doing mindless shit, and
Yeah.
it's just playing in your head. You're like, why the fuck am I?
Yeah, like, where the fuck? Yeah, or
It's like-
kiss the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ew. But I actually last time I went to Disney World, a couple friends and I sang to, like, you can get princesses and characters sign an autograph book. Well, there's a specific spot for Ariel's grotto. We went to Ariel's grotto and we sang Part of Your World to her after.
Damn, that is a good one.
Yeah. After we were standing in line for Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was a really long fucking line, and I look over at the wall and there's treasure embedded in the cement wall, and I just like, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
Oh god.
Wouldn't you think? And then I'm just singing
Yeah.
this like to myself, and then my friends are close by, so like then we're all gay men, and they start singing, and then we're getting louder, and everyone's watching us, and like they stopped loading people onto the ride. I mean, they loaded people on the ride, but they didn't send the car because they wanted us to finish before they sent it, because like, what if they missed out? But we fucked up the very last line.
What?
Because we're like, wait, is it this word or this word? And we like paused. Everyone else finished it for us.
That's pretty badass.
It
bro.
was
That's pretty
amazing.
badass.
It was amazing.
I think
That's-
I was being an Ariel hater. I forgot about that. Look at my stuff isn't a neat song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Ursula have a song?
Ursula does, and I
Yes.
remember that one
Yes,
as well. 'cause it's-
Yeah, poor. Yes.
So I'm not gonna lie. I will say,
Big dumb dummy.
when you first said Little Mermaid, I really wasn't. I was like,
Yeah, but when I
as I'm-
say the songs, you're like, oh wait, shit.
well, and for me too, like I'm like Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite games, and that's
Yes.
the Disney Final Fantasy
Yes.
shit. And literally in the second game, which is like I think it.
There's more
won some
Ariel in the
awards.
second game, right?
The second game, well, there's less of it, but it's all like it was like a musical themed world.
Yes.
So like it's all like a musical mini game is
Yeah.
the whole world. So like I remember like having to do those songs, when I was younger and not being like having no fucking coordination to be
Yeah.
able to time the buttons right, but having to listen to those songs like hundreds of times.
No
so they're in my
judgment.
head.
Not everyone has coordination.
I mean we got there, but it was yeah. So I think those ones are very memorable. I'm not gonna lie though. Phil Collins for Tarzan.
Oh my god, we were talking about that yesterday in the car. That like,
there are TikToks, so many TikToks of like, why the fuck did Phil Collins
like
there-
why did they choose
Well,
this random person?
why did
they're
he-
like, who can we have do this album? And he does the entire album, and the entire album is phenomenal.
That's what. There's all these TikToks of I wanna know.
Yes.
And it's like it'll just have
you're
that
like-
sound, and this
and
guy's
you're
like
crying.
this guy will be like just like going hard as fuck, and then someone will like come in the room like and be like, does he know this is for a fucking Disney movie? And the guy's like, I told him, and he's like, just fucking go.
Yeah,
and, like,
and
just, like,
everyone's just like, let's just join in. This
just
is amazing.
Fuck it, dude, it's great. But yeah, that's all. That one's pretty
And
great.
I get that, but I don't like the movie Tarzan.
I liked it actually.
Like, it's not the epitome of amazing to me.
Oh, I don't think so. No, but I liked that one a lot. I have some nostalgia for that one.
And I get that. Like,
I'm trying to think.
makes
I don't think that's my
sense.
favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I think my favorite Disney song, in general. I can't really. I don't know movie wise. I'm trying to think of one, but I really fuck with, "Go the Distance" from Hercules. Like that shit is
I
such a good.
love that song.
That is such a good song, dude. Like I don't know, like that movie itself doesn't have a ton of great songs. Like I think that and like I'm trying to think of I think the one with Phil or with the trainer or whatever is good with Danny DeVito. But
Yeah,
it's not
his
actually-
name's Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Phil. Okay, that's what. And that one's
I almost
good.
said Phil the Warthog. No, he's a satyr.
That's what. Okay, yeah, and he I like that song too. But other than that, I can't really think of many songs from it.
From that,
Yeah,
it would
so-
be the Hercules song by the not the Fates, the Muses, the five Muses.
Oh no, the fucking when she's like trying not to. I won't say
yeah,
I'm
she's
in
like,
love.
I won't say I'm in
I won't
love.
say- that
There's
song
that
is
one
actually
too.
fucking good
so there's
too, bro.
those three.
So that's
But
three.
the I Can Go the Distance song is so much shorter than you realize. Like you
Yeah.
think when you're watching the movie, like that was a 2-minute song.
I have it on my phone.
It's less than like 40 seconds or something.
dude. Yeah, well, like I have the song, and like the official like release of the song is like 2.5 minutes, but it's like
Yeah.
literally he sings for like you're saying it's the first 40 seconds, and then there's an instrumental,
Yeah.
and then just repeat him singing it
Yeah.
again, and it's like, but it's still so. They played that
Yeah.
at my graduation, dude. It was weird. I remember just being like, "What's going on? This is fucking awesome!" And I was so
And we're
hyped.
like, this is, I mean, it's great, but like, who the fuck?
Who
Like,
chose? I just
who's-
didn't know who
I'd be like,
chose it.
who's singing this?
Yeah.
Was it the original recording or something?
It was the Disney version played.
Of course
I was
they
like,
did.
I was hyped.
I would have loved it if like Mickey Mouse just
Can't bust
through
it
the
out.
doors and it's like, suing your ass.
Have you seen the Goofy movie?
Which one?
Both of them.
Yeah.
I think the
Fuck
first. I think the first Goofy movie has two. It's only two good songs, but they have two really good songs. I like the first. The first,
Powerline.
The Powerline one, and then
The one about when they're in the car.
Oh, that one's good too.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
I was thinking the one from when he's like, after today. After today. That's what it's called. Like, after today. Da, da, na, 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 na,
Yes.
da,
Isn't that the
da,
beginning when
da,
he's
da,
like
yeah, he's
starting his summer vacation?
Yes, yeah. I thought that one was pretty sick.
No, Powerline's my favorite one in that movie.
Goofy movie needs a we need to finish that trilogy, dude. Why is there not a trilogy of the Goofy movie, bro? That's
we need to finish that.
fucking yeah, bro. Those are good films. I felt for Goofy, man, when he's
Oh
like,
my god, when he was sad because his son was disappointed in him or hated him or whatever. I literally was crying. I was just like, "No, please don't cry, Goofy, please."
Well, then he's
Please
at like the
don't."
factory, like making the toys and the fucking like, it's just like like he's like
He's
"Stop,
trying
leave
to
me
work
alone,
hard.
Dad. Blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I was so sad.
Yeah.
So sad. And it's just weird seeing Goofy
The
like that.
perfect cast.
It really was. Who would have thought Goofy could carry his own film?
No, the perfect cast of fishing.
Oh, that that part too. Yeah, that's crazy. No, it's a good. Okay, so we have I mean we have Little Mermaid and Mulan are the two that.
I mean, I think of He's back.
Forgot. Pocahontas.
Oh.
Colors of the Wind.
I
Colors of
haven't
the
seen.
Wind.
That is a great song. Great song.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
there's
seen that
just
enough.
that.
I know, but it's so good.
It is. No, it's fantastic. Like each movie has an amazing
I think Aladdin.
song.
Aladdin's got
A Whole New World.
A Whole New World. A
Yeah,
friend like me, and then like it's like a little
Street Rat.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Street Rat like interlude because it's really short too.
Yeah.
But like that one.
Well, it's
is
kind of
fucking-
introducing his life, like
Yeah.
what it's like to be him.
That I really
people
like the
treat
Street
him.
Rat one. Is like
Yeah.
it's my favorite, and it pisses me off because it's literally like a minute long. But I
Yeah.
love that one. And then Prince Ali
Yes.
and the beginning one where he's I guess that is
Come
the
along, follow me
Yeah.
to a wondrous place, whatever it is. But yeah,
Aladdin might be the
that was also supposed to be. I mean, obviously we know that was also the genie,
Mhm.
but it wasn't Robin Williams singing it.
Mm.
It was someone else completely.
We I don't know, man. I think Aladdin might have Little Mermaid top, bro.
It depends. Like,
I'm trying to think of any other like OG
I think
ones.
it's
that,
just a
like,
personal preference. I really think it's all about memorable songs.
Is there any of the recent Disney movies that have enough memorable songs? I know a lot of people really like
besides
Frozen.
Frozen?
People really like Frozen. I'm not gonna lie. I was someone who, like, when Frozen came out, I didn't watch it for like 3 years just because I was so annoyed with all of the marketing and everybody was always like, let
I
it go
saw it.
this, let it go. Do you want to build a snowman? This, that. I was like, fuck this. I'm not seeing it.
You're like, I don't want to build a snowman.
No,
Jesus Christ.
but I did see it.
The Frog. When was Princess and the Frog made? It's not new. It's newish, you know.
After Tangled, I believe, and then before Frozen.
I liked Tangled, but does Tangled have
What?
songs?
Would you consider it to be new?
Yeah, ish.
That's a
So
newer
same
one,
thing with
yeah.
Tangled, but it has less memorable songs.
It has the almost there part.
Yeah.
Does Tangled have?
Almost there.
Does Tangled have songs?
Yeah,
It
it's
does?
Mandy Moore is the voice of Rapunzel.
Oh, I mean, I fucking like that movie. I just don't remember
Yeah,
any of
she
the fucking
sings a couple
songs.
songs. Yeah,
I don't remember any of them.
like what it would be like to leave that tower.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have any Disney things, songs or like movies that you just don't like? That when it comes on, because I hate in Beauty and the Beast when I hear the Gaston one.
Oh, actually, that song kind of slaps, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That
I love in
that
Beauty
one
the
kinda slaps.
Beauty and the Beast. Bonjour. Oh my God.
Mm.
Bonjour, 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 bonjour.
There's some good Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Disney does way too good of a fucking. They're way too good.
Yeah,
at what they
they're
do,
really
man.
good. The Black Cauldron doesn't have any
No, it doesn't.
music, but that's their darkest.
neither
movie.
does Well, Treasure Planet does have. It has like a couple of songs. Like it has like a regular movie
Yeah.
soundtrack, but it doesn't have.
But it
like,
doesn't
any
have the
singing. It's not
characters
musical.
singing
Yeah, I like
and
Treasure. I like
dancing.
Treasure Planet a lot. That was
Yeah.
like one I really liked. There's some other ones too. I mean, Emperor's New Groove. That's Disney too, right? That was like in the Renaissance. It was. I forget they call it like the Disney Renaissance era of like because they break them up. I was watching a weird video essay. Like it's like Emperor's New Groove. Treasure Planet was in there because it was like this is like
it was
after
it was
all of the
almost like a failed attempt because like sure some of those are nostalgic to us,
yeah.
but then there's so many people that don't fucking know what the fuck we're talking
They
about.
didn't do as well. Like Lilo and Stitch was because Lilo and Stitch is part of it, and it was
Yeah.
like the best.
It was the best out
of
of all
those
them.
ones, and I think it is a really
Yeah.
good fucking movie. The TV show was hilarious too. If you
Yeah.
ever watched that on,
Well, that's why
Disney.
they built a TV show because the
It was
movie
so
was amazing.
successful, yeah, yeah. Lilo and Stitch was cool. I don't know any songs other than like the. Is there songs in that one other than?
Yeah, there's Hawaiian Getaway. No, Hawaiian. God, now I feel
I just know it
awful.
feels like a regular like movie soundtrack to me. Like I don't remember like Lilo's not
so
singing.
it is.
Yeah,
It's just a movie soundtrack,
Yeah.
but it's really good songs
Yeah.
still.
that's fair. That's fair. Damn. So what's your favorite Disney movie of all time?
It's always been Little Mermaid, but
Have you seen the second?
that's
because
because that was the first Disney movie I saw in theaters.
Mm.
Actually, no, first movie I saw in theaters.
Are there 3 of that one, or is it just one? I know there's a second one.
There's
I
a
like
second one
the
with her
second one.
daughter,
I
and
like
then there's
that
a
one.
third one that is a prequel. She's younger.
Oh, that's kind of dumb. Is
It has
good?
her mother in it, and it shows
Whoa.
how her mother dies because of pirates.
Pirates killed her mom.
Spoiler alert.
Wow. Holy shit.
Sorry.
Damn. Peter Pan.
Yeah,
Neverland? Is
that's
that one
that.
good?
They were trying to make that connection because in Peter Pan they have the mermaids that are trying to drown Wendy.
Yeah.
Also spoiler.
It's fucked. Yeah.
Can you?
I've
hold
not
the
seen that.
sign
I've
on
not seen that one
spoiler?
that many times. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's just some Disney films that like I saw and they were like cool, but like
Well,
I never wanted to. I
People
didn't
made
watch
the
it again.
connection that one of the mermaids in Peter Pan was Ariel's mother, and then she grew up, and then
God with Triton.
yeah, and had all these daughters, and then she died shortly after, like Ariel was like maybe 2 or 3 or something, and she died because she was saving, like here comes a pirate ship, so she gets all of her daughters to escape, but then they capture the mother and kill her.
Wow. It's dark.
Thank you.
Thank That's fair. I mean, yeah, that's a cool. I really liked the second one. I actually remember watching that a lot with my siblings because we had like the first 2 on VHS.
I didn't, because it was like, first of all, it didn't have Ursula, it had Ursula's sister, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like who cares?
I
Bring
like
back
the-
Ursula, like bring
I-
her back to life and make everyone flip out because she's back,
Mm.
and make her a zombie because that's cool too.
Jesus Christ, zombie! Wouldn't that like take away from the first film though? Like the stakes if she just comes back.
Yes.
I wouldn't put that past the big studio though. They do that all the time. Speaking of which, we've been praising Disney, but they now own Marvel, that we are both fanboys of.
Yes.
And you said you wanted to get into some of the TV trailers, movies, whatever.
Yeah,
What is
whatever
it-
movies have come out since we last talked, whatever
There's been a
trailers
lot,
for
bro. This was
upcoming
2
movies.
years.
Yeah.
We spoke before Endgame.
Yep.
That's
Do
fucking
we want to talk
crazy.
about Endgame? I feel like that's.
No,
old
I don't
news?
want to cry right now, dude.
I don't want to cry.
No, but I'm
Then
just saying,
we'll
like,
be
there-
good
a
on
lot has
Endgame.
happened. A lot has happened. You know?
Yeah.
I was
the
just
end
on a
of the world.
podcast recently, as a guest, the Nerds Be Like podcast. You guys should check them out. They had me on. We like did a tier list of all of the non-MCU Marvel movies, like before the MCU.
Okay.
And so it was pretty interesting to kind of revisit some of those and like kind of start to remember like how films were before Marvel Studios was a thing.
Yes.
And it's definitely interesting. But now that Marvel Studios is a thing, and we've got stuff like WandaVision, which I loved, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, all these new shows and movies. Did you see Shang-Chi?
Yes.
I love
With Cal.
I loved Shang-Chi. Did you like Shang-Chi?
Absolutely phenomenal.
Dude,
It was fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So like I was so
The
like,
representation, the comedy, the visuals.
for real, dude. I got goosebumps.
Aquafina. Yes, Aquafina.
I got goosebumps twice in the like theater, like watching. I was like, because it's so weird. Like I hate. There's all these. I follow like all like the like comic book news things on YouTube and shit, and like there's some people that will like get recommended that are like very much bigoted, and like I hate, like there's always like the SJW representation, like this bullshit representation, like purposely pronouncing his name wrong, saying early screenings of the movie say it's terrible, like just completely spreading fake bullshit to like be like
To make you
pander
think
to
that the
their
movie's actually bad when really they just don't like Asian people.
They did the same thing with Black Widow, and I'm not gonna say Black Widow's a perfect film, but I like.
No, it wasn't the best.
But it like
I was very disappointed by it.
absolutely. I don't think.
But
it
I
was
love Florence Pugh. She can do no wrong. She is beautiful. Like, she's funny. Like when she did that landing,
Dude,
and then she's like, "Ugh."
yes,
yeah,
yes.
phenomenal. I was just like,
Well, it's like I just couldn't stand.
oh,
Like, the
she's like,
people-
it has pockets.
people are like, it's an unwatchable film, like blah blah blah. I just hate. It's like, okay, dude, you just really can't stand women. Like, just say that, dude. Like, stop. And but same thing was happening, and I was seeing these like things like the couple days leading up before I went to go see the film, and then like I remember seeing the film and being like, this shit is so fucking. Honestly, in my opinion, and I've seen other people say this too, I think it's one of the better solo films for like anybody in the MCU.
But it was a little too late. It should have been much sooner, but it wasn't.
What do you mean by that? Like, representation wise?
Well, not just representation, because it was a first female.
Black
solo,
Widow. I'm talking
like main
Shang-Chi.
I'm sorry.
But yes, for Black Widow, absolutely fucking
It
agree
was
with you.
way too late because it was
100%.
before
They should've-
Civil War, after Civil War.
That took place after Civil War.
Yeah,
and that's
but
when they should've
before
made it.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
And it should have actually been then. Like,
Yeah.
why are we waiting so fucking long?
I think if it would have came out then, it would have been much. I think I would have liked it a lot
Yeah.
more. Not
we
that
all
I didn't.
would have liked it more.
Yeah, not that I didn't like it, because I did like parts of it. I mean, I
Yeah,
will
but
say.
it would have been better.
Yeah, and I
That's
will
the
say
thing.
there was the like they said. There's somebody. If you ever watched the pitch meeting video, that guy.
I do. I
he's
love
so
the
funny.
pitch meeting.
He's so funny. Wow. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
love what he does it like halfway through every fucking thing. But like he was like,
Oh, did
Wow.
they get out of there because or no, were they trapped forever? Oh no, they get out. It was a minor inconvenience.
he's like, wow, that would be really hard though, right? No, a minor
Yeah, I
inconvenience
know,
at
yeah,
best.
Yeah,
every
at
time.
best. Oh, okay.
It's just, but yeah, I remember him saying, like, how many? Because like he's like breaking down basically like it's like a checklist of secret organizations. They were doing the Shang-Chi one, and then the guy lists off. He's like, wow, you really hit the whole checklist for the Marvel. I guess you will. I guess you would call it a checklist of everything they have to hit for their movies, and not that they. First off, I love Shang-Chi, but it does really hit. It just does everything really fucking well. But like the
Yes.
whole secret organization, he's like, how many secret world-controlling organizations do we have? Didn't we just do that in the last film? He's like, yes, and it's like because that's literally what Black
And then
Widow
he
was.
ignores it.
Yeah.
Goes on to the next point.
Okay, but that's what like with Black Widow,
Okay.
that is the only thing where it's like, especially with Shang-Chi too. It's like, okay, I do think we gotta, we had the Hydra's secretly controlling everything, and then we did Black Widow's got the same thing, and then we did Oh yeah, the Black Panthers are secret place too. Okay, super cool. That's again in the comics, but whatever. So that's secret. This whole secret thing that's here, and then it's okay. Now Shang-Chi has the same thing. There's a secret organization that runs everything. It's like, do they talk? Do they talk? Do the 10 rings and this thing in the sky that Black Widow's fighting? I mean, if they both can't run everything,
No.
if only one of them could run everything. So, that criticism I get, but he's super funny, and Shang-Chi in general, like the fight scenes, I really like the characters in it. Actually, like the villain actually makes sense. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's not like he's not some two-dimensional.
It's not
bullshit.
unrealistic.
Yeah. And you feel
that
for him
he's
a
the
little.
villain and his motivations. It's all understandable. You're like, I know why this guy's the villain. I know why he's doing what he's doing, and it all makes sense. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, that's dumb. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck are they doing this?
Yeah, I'm nervous for. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I just maybe it's because of like people chattering online and shit. But that I get nervous for like the films now. Like I'm like, oh, because I love all of them, and I'm like, I just get nervous every time going into it. Like, oh, am I not gonna like this? Like, because I used to not do that, and I think someone asked me about it a while back, and I was like, no, I don't think so. But then just recently with how the way shit's been, and especially with like COVID, everybody keeps trying to say like they're gonna stop doing movies in theaters and all this stuff. And did you guys see it in the theater, by the way?
Yeah.
I did too, and it was fucking
We saw it in
dope.
theater.
It was so good. What's going on? What does he have to say, Cal? What do
I
you
don't
have
know.
to
I
say?
don't have anything to say. He was just laughing at me.
I am, because he has the microphone.
This movie, it was genuinely really good. And normally we just sit back and make fun of how bad movies are. I couldn't make fun of this movie.
Damn.
It was genuinely
Yeah.
good.
I thought so
It's
too.
true.
Yeah. It was cool. I liked the inclusion of having Wong in there as well.
Yes.
And I can say that because the movie's been out for a few
Spoiler.
weeks. So spoiler, yeah, if you haven't seen it. But it's been out for a while and it's doing very well. So you've probably seen it.
But I love that ending, spoiler, where the friends didn't believe them. They were like
Yes.
First of all, they're like, we have better jobs than you. You guys could maybe do something more with your lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did in like a week's time. And now they're like super famous superheroes and super important. And they're like, okay, well, you don't have to lie to us. And I'm just like,
And then all of a sudden,
yeah.
that was
And then
so
there's
cool.
proof right there. And I'm like, no, we'll get lunch.
Yeah.
See you later. We have to go do important shit.
So out of all the new Marvel shit post Endgame that's come out, what has been your favorite? What has come out
This
that
is
has been your
including
favorite?
TV shows?
Yeah, because I consider I really, there were some people that when the TV show, and I didn't think people even thought like this, but I've spoken to some people and had to like convince them to watch it. They're like, I don't want to watch some low budget whatever. Dude, they're making a movie, they're splitting it up. It's a 6-hour film,
Yeah,
but they split it up this
Yeah.
way, and it like really bothered me when people were saying that. Cause I'm like, dude, it's not. There was only one time out of all of the stuff where I felt like, okay, you can maybe tell that this is like a little bit less budget than whatever, which was in the Loki fighting scene. I was like, why is Loki hand to hand fighting all these
Yeah.
people? He could fucking
He
just,
can literally do a lot.
I was like, we saw him on the fucking bridge in
Yeah.
Asgard. Like, okay, that was, so that part of it, that was my only gripe with any of it. I loved all of them. But what was your favorite out of the stuff that's come out?
My favorite is the current one that's running, What If?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's your favorite, really?
yeah, that's my favorite. And then my favorite episode, because each episode's a completely different what if
Yeah.
scenario for a different universe. And it's Marvel Zombies.
Really?
Because I read all the comics and I was absolutely in love with it. And I was so happy that they did it. And I wanted more, and I still want more. And then someone, like, recently, within the last week, I saw someone saying that there's a rumor that they're getting into trying to create a Zomble Marvels. Marvel Zombies, like, phase, the next phase. After this current phase that they're in,
Mm-hmm.
there's a rumor that they're going to do that. I mean, it would be phenomenal. My dreams would be coming true.
If Marvel Cinematic Universe it'll be around for a long enough where if like zombie movies come back into like popularity, and it would
Zombie
like work.
movies have never left popularity. It's just
But they were huge like 8 years ago,
because
9
of
years
Walking
ago?
Dead.
Yeah.
But it's only because Walking Dead started out as a really good show, and then ultimately you're just like, why are these characters? The comic book for Walking Dead is completely different.
Mm.
Like you've seen The Walking Dead?
I've seen parts of it. I don't watch it.
Okay, well, one of the characters, Andrea, on the show, she's a fucking idiot. Absolute fucking idiot. Sleeping with the enemy and then
Sleeping with zombies?
not the zombies. Like, they're human. Yeah, that's what she does.
Jesus Christ.
They're human enemies, and she's doing stupid shit.
Why are
but
people being it? Sorry, I'm cutting you off, but I just don't understand. How are
How
people? How are
dare
people
you.
having conflict while there's fucking zombies? Like, how is there still human to human? It's like
well,
we got
because
this.
like people want to they want to rule over. Like, this is our territory now. Like, that kind of shit. Instead of working together, trying to build up society again, they're just like, no, I want to be in charge. This is my biker gang. But she in the show, she did stupid shit. She ends up like getting turned and bitten or whatever, tied to a chair. Whatever, I can't remember exactly. I don't really care. But in the comic book, she lives way fucking longer, and she's total badass. And you're just like, where the hell's the disconnect?
Yeah.
Like, was it because you chose the wrong actor and you decided like, let's kill her off sooner rather than later because we don't want her asking for more money and she's not as great as we initially thought?
Yeah.
Like, if that's a thought, like, sure, go ahead. I don't care.
But it just kind of sucks for people that are fans of it.
Yeah, and or they kill them off in completely different ways, and I get it. You want to make it unique. Like, sure, you have a majority of the cast dying off or lasting as long as they're comic book counterparts.
Yeah.
But then there's some random, like, and I get it for shock factor, but like they made her so stupid. She's a sniper in the comics, and she was not a sniper. Like, they built it up like as if she was going to be.
Can I become one?
Yeah,
But didn't.
and they never did. And I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. So you
So-
like the what if those zombies?
Yeah. So Marvel Zombies, it's a comic book series where, like, in a different universe,
yeah.
different multiverse, the Avengers get bitten and turn into zombies, and then they completely decimate their Earth. And then the zombies that are left, like, end up finding like ways to connect to other Earths, and like a Reed Richards in another Earth, like, hey, help us. And he's like, oh, like, I'll build a teleporter. And he comes and he's like, hello. And they're like, tricked you.
And they fuck him up.
Yeah, well, they were going to, and like,
Then the Avengers fight versions of themselves that are zombies.
yeah, from other planets. But it's not necessarily like full Avengers. It's just like they're trying to find their way to other universes so that they can decimate. Or spoiler. We're just full of spoilers today. In the comics, at one point, the Marvel Avengers that are still zombie and not like just destroyed and dead, they end up Silver Surfer shows up. They attack Silver Surfer and eat him and gain some of his powers. Then they attack Galactus and kill him, eat him. They gain his powers.
Jesus Christ.
And then they go from planet to planet, devouring everything in sight. And they add Phoenix to their group.
How do they turn into a fucking zombie? How the fuck does that work?
They bit her.
See, here's my only thing, because like
You'd think like Rebirth, Phoenix.
I just with the zombies thing, the only thing that like I just doesn't like sit well with me is like I just don't understand how. I guess when I think of zombies, I don't think of like people having like autonomy to like be able to choose. And I guess that's different in
There's
Marvel.
different, like in Marvel, they gave them like, okay,
like they can still
in the comics they were
exist.
still able to talk, think, and
Just
do
weird
almost
to me.
anything.
Yeah, because I feel like a zombie is like a dead thing.
But they
undead
realized
thing.
it was like a neural thing. They weren't actually hungry, but like if they were kept from eating, they would eventually get over the hunger. And if they ate again, the hunger would return.
Weird.
If that makes sense.
Kind of.
If they ate flesh again, and then they couldn't eat each other because then they'd just throw it up.
Okay, so like, but here's what would just bother me about it is like I just thought it was lame. I'm like, okay, damn, Tony gets turned into a zombie. Okay, cool. How the fuck is a zombie being able to pilot this fucking Iron Man arm? But like,
You mean
like
in the
you're
What
saying-
If episode?
Yeah, like in general, I'm like, I just.
So
but
I think
get
they
that-
were trying to go with they
the
still
comic thing.
some of the they can't talk in the What If episode,
Yeah.
but they still have some of their skills remaining because they were fighting. Who are those two people? The one that can manipulate things. like move things telepathically.
Don't they fight Vision and Wanda at the end?
No, Vision survives because he's not. He doesn't have anything for them to bite.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
But no, I meant earlier in the episode when the Hulk crash lands, comes out on the street, and then it's, God, those two people from Infinity War that were like, "We are here to collect," and they're like, and it was Doctor Strange.
Oh, Ebony Maw.
Yeah, Ebony Maw
and fucking
the bulky guy.
Yeah. Big
So
dude.
they all both get attacked by Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Wong.
Yeah.
And then the cloak comes to the Hulk's, not Bruce Banner's aid, saving him, cutting off Wong's head in one of his ring portals things, and then saving him in general, and then Spider-Man takes him, and so on and so forth. But like they still kept some semblance like
of who they are.
Yeah, but not morals, not being able to speak, not maybe not necessarily memories, like these are my friends, this is my family, I shouldn't eat them.
Yeah.
And they didn't necessarily also figure out that it was a neural thing. So that may not even be what happened.
They ended up, I mean, I won't spoil it, but they do end up coming up with solutions that they think may
something
work.
they think may work.
Yeah.
And then
we'll see, I guess, if they ever do. It'd be cool. It'd be interesting if they did for the second season, like how they have the different universes, if like
how they end.
Well, like doing like for like whatever episode 1 was of this season, like episode 1 of the next season is like this part 2 of that,
like parts, well,
like that universe. And
so
just to give us a little
that's in charge, like that's the narrator, is I can't remember his name, but he's the Watcher.
The Watcher. Oh, I didn't know if you were looking for the actual actor.
The Watcher. He just watches. He never intervenes.
My
but in the
girlfriend hates
comics,
him.
he intervenes. From time to time, he intervenes.
Oh, really?
Well, the thing is that based on the trailers, you see all the main characters in every episode in one episode together fighting a collective enemy. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, well, he's going to intervene, and in each, or Doctor Strange in his episode goes off to all these other universes collecting warriors to battle
him.
Well, maybe not necessarily him, but like some enemy that they all need to battle.
That'd be interesting, dude. I will say that it is. I think like overall the what ifs are pretty dark. I think they're having a lot of fun. Like, let's make them fucking lose. Like, let's do whatever.
My God.
Like the Doctor Strange one was like, I was like, actually, like my girlfriend and I were sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this is like sad. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. Like, he's just trying to like fucking enjoy this day with her. What's up? What's going on?
There's nothing there. He said there was a bug behind me. He's like, I can't see it well. Don't freak out.
There's a big tarantula back there.
The fuck?
I'm just kidding. There was a fucking spider not here.
There's a spider right there.
It's like a daddy long legs.
Yeah, it's a daddy long legs, but he's like way over there, and I'm just like, I'm fine. I will.
Scary, man. Not daddy long legs, but there was a big fucking spider. I was fucking woke up. I would get up at like 5 for work, like every day, and I'm like in the shower, and I like literally go like this, like just fucking go to wash my leg, and I see this fucking, you know, like what a wolf spider looks like. They look like baby tarantulas, right? Yeah. Size of my palm, dude.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend saw like 3 the other day. So like she had like said something about him to me the other day, and I like kind of brought. She was like,
practically in the woods.
She's like, there was this huge spider the other day, and I had to get it outside. It was so scary because like we try not to kill him. We try to catch him and throw him outside. And she's telling me about it, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then this is me at 5 a.m, barely awake, getting up for work, and I'm just like in the shower, wiping myself. This thing's on my fucking leg. I don't know if it was in my hair and fell off my hair, like my head,
it's
or
like arachnophobia.
That's what I was. That scene. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, the woman in the scene, and she's touching, and it's touching her all the way down,
dude.
And it doesn't fucking bite her, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
because he's like freaking out. He should be like, I don't know what's happening, but bite.
Yeah. Well, and then what I was so like, I fucking, and I apologize to the spider loving community, but I fucking smoked this dude. I was not about to fucking. He was literally a fucking. It looks like a tarantula at that point. When it's wolf spiders look like fucking tarantulas, and then you have fucking. He's the size of my palm. So he's on my knee, and I just went like, and pushed him right into the water, and I fucking murdered him in cold blood, and I feel terrible about it, but I had to do it. But I learned because do you know who Coyote Peterson is? The guy who does the
No.
he does the like bites. He gets like stung by shit and like bit by shit.
Oh, and he
on
shows you
YouTube.
what happens.
Yeah, and he like he's like
'Cause
super.
That's intelligent.
Well,
Do
he's
that,
like,
people.
He's actually like super respectful to the animals and like always like it's really interesting. He's a
yeah,
really
he
good
pays
guy.
them very
that,
well.
That too, I guess. But he's pretty interesting. And he was talking about it's called like a recluse spider.
Brown recluse.
A brown recluse. That's what it is, and it's in our area.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
here.
Yeah.
And they're around the same size and look like the same fucking thing.
They don't look identical,
but they look similar.
They look very similar.
And they don't bite until they think they have like a sixth sense, like until they think they're about to get squished.
They see dead people as well.
That too. So once they think they're gonna get squished,
Yeah.
they like bite. So a lot of people get like bit on the foot, like or something. Like if they see one in their house, like I'm just gonna step on it quick, like whatever, and they get bit like that way. Or they get bit when they're like it's on them and they try to do whatever, and that's when it bites. And they're I guess really poisonous.
In America, it's brown recluses and black widows are the most poisonous spiders we have.
Where are black widows? They're not here.
My friend was just in a hotel.
Black widows are scary as
3
fuck
weeks ago,
looking,
and there's a
dude.
black widow
Are
in
they
his
big?
room. Smaller than what you just described, the palm of your hand, so smaller than that.
Yeah, because it was literally like, I mean, fucking just this, like, not like my finger, not like my hand.
No,
I
no,
have big
no,
hand,
just
but
the
just like around like the palm.
Yeah,
and
so
it was
smaller than that.
Just, okay,
But brown recluse can be the size of your palm of your hand.
that's pretty scary. I don't know what's scarier, bigger or small. Because I
But
mean,
it's with the legs. It's not just the body. The body. Oh my god, I would die if the body was just the
Yeah,
size
yeah,
of your
yeah.
palm.
'Cause
They're
the-
like bye forever.
but even with the black widow, it's almost scarier that it's a little bit smaller. Because how poisonous is that fucker? Because if I can't even fucking see it.
I don't know
then.
the scale of poisonous, but
Can you die from being bit by one?
Yes.
Really?
Well, there's antitoxins or anti-venom. It's
How bad? How long do you have to survive?
I think it's a day or two, something like that.
Cal's gonna look it up
Cal's
for it.
gonna look it up. But he saw one in his hotel room. He killed it, but he was just like, he was totally fine with it. Like it wasn't reacting to him, and he was just like, okay. I would have been like, hi, I set a fire in your hotel room, so good luck with that.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking scary, man. And they're not. You said you know where they're from, or they're not. I know they're not here. Like we don't have
No, I
them
think it's
necessarily
West
in the
Coast.
Midwest. Okay, well that sucks.
'Cause that's where he was.
I
He
want
was
to go to the
in-
West Coast. That sucks.
in San Diego, I believe, for work.
Fuck.
And he was in a hotel for work, and there it was.
Yeah, that's scary, man. I don't want to
Die?
Yeah, I don't want to die. Not
Yeah.
yet.
We won't.
Okay, so what was your favorite? I forget what we were just. What was your
What
favorite? What
If.
if is your favorite? Okay.
That's my favorite
I like the
show.
Okay.
But like the live actions, if that's
Yeah,
my
that's fair.
choice, I'm gonna say WandaVision
Yeah.
was
pretty
absolute favorite. Excuse me. But I still was annoyed with all of them because they were taking so long. And I'm just
From
like,
week to
get
week,
to
yeah.
magic, get to some special effects, get to the monsters, get to something. I want
Yeah.
answers. Like, I mean, everybody does.
Yeah.
But that's the best part about a TV show. Instead of binge watching, you're waiting, anticipating. It's healthier for your body to be anticipating every week for a new episode than it is to binge watch
Yeah.
for like 9 hours straight.
And then you get to theorize and think about and
You-
reflect
and then-
on what you just
or
saw.
you see other people's videos and they're like, I think it's this. And you're like, oh, what if it is? What if it is Mephisto?
Yeah, that's all it was, dude. Is the Mephisto.
I just watched somebody's video and he was like, he pulled up the new Spider-Man No
He
Way
said,
Home, I think
Fuck
it is.
it, it's all Mephisto.
And he's like, everybody's Mephisto.
That's
And he's like,
Screen Rant.
Yeah,
Or
Screen
Crush,
Rant.
Screen
Screen
Crush.
Crush,
Screen
yeah.
Crush. He
And
is
he
my
was-
favorite, dude.
and he was like, literally like, this is why it's Mary Jane. This is why it's
Yeah.
this person. And-
He is my favorite
you
guy
say?
that does the breakdowns.
No. Well, I looked at the Black Widow thing. Symptoms come within 30 minutes, and they get progressively worse. It starts with like chills, fever, nausea, vomiting.
Wow.
Also cramps and spasms on the area, and then it progressively gets worse until you die.
When do you die?
Well, it depends on how.
How you get bitten? With
well,
two
like,
teeth.
They didn't just give you a little side bite. It was
Yeah.
the whole thing.
No, I guess it just depends on how
How you're
much
built.
venom you can take.
how you're built. I'm built different, dog.
Remain calm because if you're like too
Blood-
much, like
Blood flow.
yeah,
Yeah.
make it worse.
Jesus fuck. Well,
So
that
you like
sucks.
act all cool, like you're like whatever. I don't even care.
fine.
I'm just
Death is a
I'm
choice.
just chill.
It's a mental decision. I'm good.
It's just a
I'll be fine.
concept. It's not real.
I'll be fine. So we were.
Your legs falling off.
Yeah, that would be fucking terrible. But we were. What was it? We were just talking. Which show were we just in?
We were talking about What If, but then we were talking about the live action. If that's what I had to pick, it would go with
Oh, yeah,
WandaVision.
yeah.
But I love strong female leads. That's why I'm choosing that.
Yeah.
I had an issue with Loki. Like, I mean, I enjoyed Loki, but I had an issue with Sylvie, the female Loki. Like, I get it from the comic books. There's several versions of Loki,
Yeah.
and they've appeared in comics together, and I get that. But Sylvie, she was annoying because it's I mean, I get it. She was like totally playing OG Loki to get what she wanted, which was to kill what's his face and take over and change things, make things different. But like, I don't know. I think it just bothered me, and I don't even know why. I don't even know why it bothers me that she faked this romance, and I'm just like, you just like technically kissed yourself because you're both Lokis.
Narcissists.
Yeah, you're both narcissists, and I'm just like,
I'm not gonna lie. I did think that was kind of interesting that it kind of made sense that
Well, it
Loki
made-
would fall for himself.
oh yeah, narcissistic.
Yeah.
But it was just like, okay. Oh, definitely didn't like. What was the one with
I
Winter
liked Owen
Soldier?
Wilson. Oh, you didn't like Captain America?
Oh, I loved Owen Wilson. But
You didn't like the Falcon and Winter Soldier?
yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I didn't like it. There weren't enough superpowers.
Mm.
That's what I like. That's what I enjoy. Is
So you don't like the more grounded heroes, or you just didn't like
like
wasn't
the
enough
humanoids.
action?
Like
Yeah.
that's
Black
one
Widow
reason
and-
why I didn't like Black Widow, because there was less magic, less power beams, and
Oh, okay. So
stuff.
you're more that. You're more the over the top. Like we want to.
Yes.
I want to see what's
Like, I like Captain Marvel, but I don't like the attitude Captain Marvel came off with.
Mm.
Like, I love her powers,
Yeah.
but I don't like Brie Larson's attitude where she's better than everybody else, where
Yeah.
she's just like, hi, Peter Parker.
I think she's, I think they're gonna. I think that
That was
a
loud.
lot of people think
Sorry.
that way, and I think that they're gonna do something to kind of humble her.
Well, her next one, it has other versions. It'll have what's her face from WandaVision.
Oh yeah, Photon.
Photon. It'll
Yeah.
have Photon, which Photon's was Captain Marvel in the
Yeah,
comics
and
at
for a
one
time,
point.
Yeah.
And then they'll have Miss Marvel, because Captain
Oh, yeah.
Marvel was Miss Marvel for a long time, and then Rogue took her powers, blah blah blah. But the current Miss Marvel, who has like super stretchy
Yes.
arms,
Yeah. They cast her.
she-
She's a young,
yeah.
young girl. She's like a fangirl.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And so in the next Captain Marvel, those three are in it. So it's like, okay, well, this is making some sense.
Yeah.
But like, I
No, I
mean, I
agree
don't know
with
the
you.
direction, but I just know more people in a movie. Because I mean, and I get why why her character thinks she's better than everyone else, because she's super fucking powerful.
She,
like
raw power. She probably
raw
is.
power,
Yeah.
yeah. Like she
It's like
was,
her and Thor. Like
yeah,
That's it.
Yes, and that's why he was like, I like her.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like. I mean, she works with kids well, like, because Maria Rambeau, that's Photon.
Yeah.
And she was just like, don't
Or Monica-
worry,
Monica Rambeau,
Monica.
yeah.
Maria was her mother.
Yes, I think so.
I'm sorry. But Monica, she was like, here, you pick out my colors and like help me, and you tell me what's right.
Yeah.
And because she's including her and making her feel part of the gang,
Yeah.
as if they had this special team of people. And
As opposed to when she pulled up on the Avengers and was like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck."
yeah,
how
like,
tough
I'm
you
gonna
guys think
kill
he is.
Thanos myself.
I can do
You
it."
guys do your thing. I'm gonna go off. And
I
they're like,
think-
hey, stop. Like, we're all after Thanos. Let's fucking talk about
like, if
this.
it
And
was-
she's like,
Well, I like that Rhodey kind of checked her. He's like, hey, we're all about that superhero
Yes.
life. He's like, we kind of tried. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that easy. And
he's like,
it
where
was,
the fuck were you? And he's
yeah.
like, there are other universes.
Yeah, and it was. I guess it was that easy when they did pull up because he didn't have the stones anymore. But
Mhm.
I think I don't know. I think they are going to address that because they kind of did even in Infinity War because she kind of fucking bodied in Endgame she kind of bodies everybody.
Yeah.
And then like you're like, dude, is she about to fucking body Thanos too? And then he's like, she's just too confident. He's smarter. And
Yes.
he's a
Well,
tactician.
you saw the smirk when he headbutted her, and she's like, haha.
She's like,
I mean,
yeah.
I get the smirk because everyone reacted like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But it also plays on the fact that she's super cocky.
I honestly think that they'll like that her in these first films will be like in retrospect much better if they do humble her. Like where if that's like,
I would hope so.
if like that cockiness is a character flaw because it is it's something that people just don't like, but they haven't really shown it to be like a character flaw. Like she hasn't.
No,
like,
they haven't. But like
like-
other people pointed out that they don't like that part of her.
Exactly. So I think if
character.
Marvel's smart, they'll take that and use that like, oh, we always meant it to be like that. Like we're gonna use that
Yeah.
now as an actual flaw because that's what they did with Thor. Like
Yeah.
but that was the kind of more so I feel like the plan is that
Well,
I mean in his first movie he's a cocky douche and he fucking fucks up, almost commits genocide
Yeah.
on this other fucking in this other realm, and then he gets banished.
Yeah.
So he faces consequences for it.
And he
Same thing-
grows as a person, and I get that.
and he has like I forget, Screen Crush even broke it down. He has like a cyclical story arc where like even again in Infinity War, he's like he got his ass beat by Thanos,
Mhm.
but he's all like, no, like I'm still.
And he
cock-"
learns from these experiences, and he humbles himself.
Yes, and so I think
And grows a
she'll-
gut. Normal
That-
shit.
Yeah,
But like, I follow Brie Larson on Instagram, and I mainly follow her because I want to know when like Captain Marvel stuff, like sooner
Yeah.
rather than later.
yeah.
But I still can't separate.
Her from
Like, she'll play guitar, and she may be a nice person in person, but like, I just can't separate the cockiness because I never see her legitimately being humble all the fucking time. And so I'm just like, okay, so
I will say too that I think that there is something about maybe like the cockiness just lacks it lacks a little bit of charisma where like I think like
Yes.
Tony Stark is cocky as fuck as well, but it's like there's something like charismatic and like witty and sarcastic about it where it's like
there's the things he says, like the words he says, and like he'll make jokes and stuff. It's different for Tony Stark.
he
because-
understands that he is that way. Like she
Yes,
doesn't come
he-
off as self-aware
Yeah,
of
she
it.
doesn't like act like like I am a playboy philanthropist.
Yeah,
She's because he outright says that in the first movie.
Avengers, yeah, first Avengers.
And it's just not even just that. Like his Iron Man 1.
Oh, he does say that in Iron
yeah.
Man too? Yeah.
Where he's just like self-aware of how like wealthy and
So yeah,
cocky.
I am a bit of a douche.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like
But he changes.
Yeah.
He develops into a person that has a
Empathy,
heart,
yeah.
has empathy and sympathy and whatnot. And I don't get it from her, and it bothers me about the character, and then it affects my view on
the
Brie
person.
Larson.
Okay, gotcha.
And like, but I admit that I don't know enough about Brie Larson, and I'm not going to join this bandwagon where it's like,
People that
don't let
fucking
her.
hate her.
Yeah, oh, they
it's
hate
so
her.
annoying, dude.
Yeah.
That shit is so annoying. They hate her because it fucking said because people didn't like Captain Marvel. A couple of critics and
Yeah.
then she said like because they were older white gentlemen.
Yeah.
She was like, this movie's not made for you. Blah blah blah. Like first off, I mean, she is not 100% right in that. Where
Well,
like
she's not 100% wrong.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's not 100. Like it was dropped on fucking National Women's Day.
Yeah.
And it was the first female-led superhero movie.
Yes.
It isn't made only
it's
for you.
It's mainly meant to be female empowerment, and I
Yeah.
get that.
And that's fine.
But
The first?
yeah,
That was the first female lead?
yeah, from the
yeah,
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
female-led film
For the MCU, yeah.
for the MCU.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why people were mad that Black Widow probably should have gotten that
Led into it
first.
because they already knew who she was.
And she'd been she'd been around
She's
since
a
Iron Man
staple.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
She's in the actual Avengers.
Yeah.
Like she's But that and the thing is like she's not wrong that like she's not all the way wrong. Where like, yeah, it is exactly that. Like, it's
But she's
female power.
definitely
But
not
she's
right,
also
and she
not
comes
right.
off as cocky, like I said. And then
Yeah.
it's just like I don't see enough of her where she's not cocky and almost seeming like she's full of herself.
Yeah.
Like I see a lot of her like workout routines or playing a guitar and singing, and
Well,
I'm just like, that's nice.
That's what I
but-
did see an awkward like breakdown of like this interview she had with people, because like the interviewer like asked her about one of her workouts to
Yeah.
get ready for it, and like she's with like Chris Hemsworth and I
Yeah.
forget who else, who like
Well, they
obviously
asked that,
also work out, but they don't like. And she was like, "Yeah, I actually do all my blah blah blah." And, like
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like trying to like make it seem like other people didn't. And it's like you're kind of standing next to the dude whose like bicep is like
Yeah.
the size of my
Well,
body.
the thing is,
Like,
remember when
comes
Scarlett Johansson in an interview, they were asking her like in this because they do a junket, which is just interview after interview
Yes. Yeah.
after interview, and it was like her 6th time being asked, "What's your eating regimen to fit in that cat suit? Do you wear underwear under that cat suit?"
Yeah, it was really.
Yeah.
I remember this.
And I'm
inappropriate.
like, and she's like, "Do you guys get asked what kind of underwear you wear?" And they're like, "I wish."
Yeah. Well, I remember her saying too when they were like asking her how long are you gonna play her, blah blah blah,
Oh,
because it was
yeah.
like I forget what age she had turned or whatever, and this is like back like maybe Civil War or
Yeah.
maybe Age of Ultron, one of those cycles of getting interviewed, and she's like, I don't know, however long until I don't got much longer, I can't fit in the suit. She's like, I'm not gonna be able to keep fitting in the suit. Like made a joke about
Yeah.
it, but it's like always if you watch like the compilations, it's like every fucking question when it's the female superheroes is like about their body.
Well, it's always about sexualizing, and they think that like all they care about is like makeup and clothes and stuff, instead of like, hey,
This is I'm playing a character.
yeah, like someone else gets an existential question, and then the females get these questions about what do you do with your hair?
Yeah.
Like-
It's very interesting. And I think it's like what I dislike about it is that it kind of, I don't know, some of the things that I see coming up, like, and when people get like that, it reminds me of like, there was a time where comics were not very cool. There was a time where comics were you were getting made fun of for reading comics.
And you had to hide in a closet
It's just like, I just
to
think,
read them.
well, I just think that there's a lot of,
I get it. No, I get it.
energy and maybe
Plus, the representation in movies was you had to hide your comics between your mattress and box spring, because otherwise there was a possibility your siblings would see it and make fun of you.
Yeah,
like in the 80s
and I
and the
think
early 90s.
When I think too, you got to think like who was the core audience of comics when they were like, who were those
Boys.
people, and so like I think like I think that some of
Men's
those people
with a Z.
have like an idea of like what they want Black Widow to look like
Oh,
in
yeah.
the comic, because they're just these
well, her
horny boys who were
costume
picked-
forever was literally just a cat suit. It wasn't sections of
Mm-hmm.
material. It wasn't like pants and a vest and gloves and separate shoes, and it was high heels. It was literal skin tight cat suit and super low rise, breasticles hanging out.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't separate boots. It was like the cat suit was built into the shoes, so she had to climb in through that V-neck.
Yeah.
And it was just one piece,
Yeah.
rather than separate things putting on to make a full outfit.
Yeah. So I just think, it comes off as really like sweaty and gross to me when they only ask questions
Sweaty?
about that. Yeah, it just comes off as like I picture like what what people were that made fun of people that read comics.
It
and,
comes
like,
off as
whatever.
gross.
It comes
no
off
matter
as
what,
this gross,
because
lonely.
the idea that these people have, even the interviewers, where they're just focused completely on looks, like, what do you do to stay looking like that? How do you keep your stomach so flat
Yeah.
in that
And here's
outfit?
the thing, I don't mind that question when that person is on like whoever, I forget what YouTube channel it does that does like the celebrity workouts to promote their movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Every fucking person does it. Like I don't mind if it's okay, that's what we're talking about. But like, dude, it's Civil War and they're asking Chris Evans about like Captain America's motives. Like, do you actually agree with his motives? Like, do you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
whatever? And
exactly.
he's getting to talk about that, and he's like, well, I think there's nuance in this and that, and then it's every question for her and for Scarlet Witch
What's your
and for these other
diet
people.
like?
Yeah, and it's not that
What
those
do
guys
you put on your salad?
and it's not that those guys don't get those questions too, but you can see that
No,
it's
they
like
don't.
completely skewed. Well, they do sometimes,
They
but
don't get asked like
not at those. And how
what do
you have-
you do to stay so lean?
How do you have the like? Here's my thing. Like, I've only met a few really famous people that like I looked up to, and I don't think I
How
would
do
be
you
able.
get America's ass?
I don't think I would be able to like. How would you have the balls to like? You're so excited. Like they're going through all of these people every day. Like this day is 8 hours worth of doing 10-minute interviews with each of these people, and like you get your 10 minutes, and you get
Yeah.
to talk to fucking Iron Man and fucking Black Widow and
Yeah.
whoever else is there, and you're like,
This is what I'm gonna.
this
ask.
is what I want to ask. Like
Yeah.
that's so fucking dumb.
Or the
to
guy
me.
that asked. I think that was about. It was Robert Downey Jr., but he asked him about his past with drugs and alcohol.
That was the word. That
Yeah.
video has been broken down so many times by like charisma people and shit like that. Like of like how to.
I don't know if that guy lost his job, but I hope he did.
Dude, he hasn't. I've seen him. He's interviewed plenty of people.
So stupid.
If you look
So
up,
dumb.
if you look up celebrities like ending
He's
interviews,
like, "What did I do?"
Tarantino walked out on him too. Tarantino did the
Good.
same thing and was like, "Bro, like, what are we doing here?"
Because you're focusing on these negative aspects that they're trying to get past.
Yeah,
Like they're improving, changing, and you're still focused on the past.
well, it's like if they didn't account for if they never had done anything to account for those or take accountability or
Sure,
atone for
then
them, then
maybe.
sure, bring it up maybe. But still, it's like kind of inappropriate. Like they're allowing you to interview them to promote their movie,
Mhm.
and you're like, "So, Robert, how was it when you served time for whatever?" It's like I
Yeah.
served the time.
Yeah.
How about that?
Like,
How about I already did it?
That's
Let's
done.
Not, yeah.
And let's talk about the fucking movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I think that it's some interviewers are definitely out of pocket with that. But I mean, we're like 2 hours and
Yeah,
15 in.
I
We should
know.
probably wrap here.
Yeah.
What first off, thank you for coming back on.
Of
I was
course.
excited that you wanted to be back on, and I've been considering. Did I approach you to be back on, or was it something that I remember I was thinking about asking you for a while, and I can't
Yeah,
remember if you brought it up or if I ended up asking you.
Well, I think we were just talking about the subject of something, and you're like, maybe we should talk about this on the show.
Oh yeah. I think you swiped up on something on my story.
Yeah,
or
and I was
something.
just like, I was commenting on it, and then you said maybe we should talk about something on the show
Yeah.
again, and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm always happy. Like it's been great to have you back on. Hopefully next time you're on isn't
It's been great to have you on too.
uh,
Yeah,
on what on my
the
show. On
No,
show?
my show.
Oh, you're recording somewhere also. Is it
Yeah,
Hidden
I
Camera
have
Show?
multiple cameras.
That's fair.
on the floor.
Hopefully the next one won't be 114 episodes in between seeing you. So
Yes, 2 years.
That was kind of crazy. But I really appreciate you being on. Is there anything else that you want to let the people know? Anything you want to say?
people.
Closing words to
Oh,
the people that watched you.
there was
Detox?
something I was going to tell you. I'll make it short
Okay.
and sweet. I am gonna have surgery at the end of the month. I don't know if you remember this, but I would be in pain, like my legs or my
You
hips.
did mention this, yes.
So they figured it out over the summer. What was wrong with me? I have torn cartilage in both my hips, 4.5 inch in the right,
Okay.
3 inch in the left. And it's because I have extra bone for the ball and socket. The ball has extra bone. Whenever I sit or step up, it's like sandpaper rubbing up against the cartilage.
Ooh.
But it's been for years, maybe 15
So you kind of,
years.
So you're just shredding it down.
Yeah, but like it was like, let's say 5 years ago, my recovery time after a leg day maybe like 2 days. And now if I did a leg day, which I can't,
Mhm.
it would be a week or two
Jesus fuck.
before I could walk normal. Yeah. So I have surgery at the end of the month. They're going to do the right hip, and then physical therapy starts right away.
And then you do the other hip.
They're going to eventually do the other hip. 6 weeks after, I have to talk to the surgeon, and then she'll schedule
Yeah.
something for the left hip, which it would be ideal if it was right after finals, directly after finals. So that break before the next semester comes, I'll be done with physical therapy. I'll be off of crutches.
Yeah.
So then I'll be trying to live normally.
Yeah.
And then I'll be able to ride a bike normally come next spring.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a journey you have ahead of you.
I'm so fucking excited.
But it'll be worth it in the end.
I know.
I'm excited for
This is
you.
big news, but we were talking about other things that are way more fun.
Well, no, well, first off, good luck with all that. I hope it goes well.
Oh, I'm so excited. UW-Madison whole way, so they've got
Very
me
cool.
covered.
Very cool. I noticed too. I guess this is the last thing I'll ask you before we wrap. And if you don't have anything, that's fine. I know you watch regular. You know, you pop in, and I've seen you in the live chats before, and I know you
Mhm.
catch some of the highlights and anything. Is there anything else that you've seen on the show, or something that you've been like you had a question about? I know, like, because you always swipe up, and we always have like short little conversations
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Is there anything that you've seen that you're like, no, or you're like, no, this
No.
is awesome, or like something
So-
like that? Because I know you're a very opinionated guy, and I appreciate your
Yes,
opinion.
but I'm only opinionated about things that grab my attention. So
Mhm.
when you're talking about Legos, like I'm just like I love toys.
Yeah.
Like I like action figures, Legos. Like I'm all for it. Like
Yeah.
yes, and then I'll have like opinions about that. I'd be like, oh, I hear this one's really good, but it's fucking expensive, so good luck.
Yeah.
Or it's sold out everywhere, so good luck. Like stuff like
Stuff
that.
like that.
Or stuff that has to do with me. When it like being a student, being gay, or Marvel, or
Marvel's big too. Yeah.
movies in general. Like I'm attracted to those subjects.
That makes
So
sense.
that's when I tend to say things or want to say things.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna tell you no or
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me before we end up wrapping?
Yes. When are you going to expose yourself for being a lizard person this entire time? When are you going to unzip that human suit?
People were not supposed to know about that. We can cut this, I think. Just kidding. No, man, but thank you for being on. I really appreciate it. Cal, thank you for chiming in. It was awesome having both of you guys here. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in as this is premiering live, as well as thank you to those who will watch days after or listening on Spotify. Also, quick shout out to our patrons, or Kenosha Auto Insurance first, I guess. Kenosha Auto Insurance for sponsoring this episode. And thank you to our patrons for supporting the channel. If you're interested in, access to exclusive content, we do behind the scenes footage, how I make all my music, as well as some exclusive podcasts over there on patreon.com. You just go to patreon.com/Darren Rita. You can support the channel for as little as $1. But with all that being said, this has been the 116th episode of the dtalks podcast, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.